everybody. This is Captain Jack here, and I guess we must have lost our connection with the man that I'm going to be calling in to come on board the show in just a little bit. In fact, let's bust out of here, out of the introductions. You did hear the ring, so you know that that's coming up. And I want to make sure that the rest of all of this is good to go. What it says on YouTube is really not what the fuck it is on YouTube. So, testing 1 2, testing 1 2. If you're watching us now, and hopefully you are, as I go back to the YouTube video, it should hopefully say the brand new dates of our show. I didn't get a chance to do that before. And I'm looking to see if it is fixed. Hopefully it is fixed. Okay, good. This is Captain Jack, and I am very happy to bring in. Oh God, looks like maybe one person is watching. There you go, and it's me. Of course, I'm the only person that's watching. I am very. Okay, boy, I got a lot of shit going on here. With stuff on here. I am very happy to bring to you tonight, and unfortunately we couldn't get him in on a video call, but it's only because, you know, he does live out in misery, and yes, I say that with tongue firmly planted in cheek. I am bringing to you live from an undisclosed location in Missouri. The fan that is a really good friend of mine, I got a chance to meet a few years ago out in Oakland with one of my favorite buddies, and I'm sure that he'll go into that story. Mr. Ty, and I say Rowton, is that correct there, Ty?
Wow, you're like the only media guy in the whole world that's ever got that right. Yes, you pronounced it right, Captain Jack.
Outstanding. Well, I pride myself on try not to screw up too much, and occasionally when I do, I at least want to make sure that it's not really bad. And by the way, folks, we were going to have folks that were going to be able to call in, but unfortunately right now, the way it is we won't have callers other than the gentleman that's calling in right now. So if you got anything that you want to ask eventually, you're going to have to do it via the comments. And we'll go from there, because again, Ty Rowton, the fan, and I will let you go into this as well. The fan that everybody knows as X Factor, he is now the fan formerly known as X Factor. And I don't know how much you want to get into that, Ty. I don't want to get into any of the things that would, you know, that are a little bit above and beyond. But you know what? It doesn't matter. We know who you are. But if you don't know who X Factor is, go ahead and tell everybody out there who they should be looking for, or the people that you've run into before during a Raider Kansas City game and all that goes with that. Go ahead there, shipmate.
Yeah, you know, if you've watched any Chiefs Raiders game, then you've seen me on TV, or even if you're not, you're just checking in on the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm X Factor. I got a red arrowhead on top, but a lot of people say it's the Chiefs head that says X Factor on both sides of it. So yeah, I'm probably the most well-known Chiefs fan, other than Arrowman, that, you know, wears your Oakland. Well, I always say Oakland. It's going to take me forever to get Las Vegas in here.
We have the same problem, partner, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, you know, that's ingrained, you know. And yeah, my time goes back to the General. Raider Ron was one of my best friends, and yeah, it was probably 8 years ago. It would have been 8 years ago. He got me to come out to Oakland. I was like the only Chiefs fan out there that day, because there was a lot of Chiefs fans, but they were wearing different shirts over their jerseys because they were scared.
They were definitely incognito, because they didn't know. Yeah, not our guard, but the real incognito. There you go.
Real incognito, you know, because the stories of going into Oakland is that you're going to get killed, and Raider Ron assured me that that wouldn't happen. I had about 50 friends originally that were going to go with me on the first trip from Kansas City, and they all got scared at the last minute. And so Raider Ron said, I'll treat you like a king. Don't worry. Nobody will mess with you. You'll be sitting right next to me. And so I came out there for what ended up being 5 days because my girlfriend booked the trip too long. I was supposed to fly out Monday, I thought, but I didn't fly out till Tuesday, which gave me time to go around and, see Alcatraz and go over to San Francisco, which I'd been there to a game before and stuff. But, just get to see everything. And, man, I was hooked, that huge tailgate. What is that? God dang it. What's the huge tailgate that old Violator and everybody goes to?
Well, there's the Bad Boys of Barbecue is what you're probably thinking of.
Bad Boys. Yep, Bad Boys of Barbecue. So that's where I got to finally meet Violator, another guy that I was inducted in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That's where I originally met Raider Ron was. Violator didn't ever go to that deal. And then I was actually inducted with Hardcore, which was a giant of a man that was killed on a freeway trying to help a fellow person that was stranded on the highway, and he was hit by a motor vehicle, and then the pirate that passed away a couple of years ago, I was really close to him too. And, just going to that Bad Boys tailgate, man, I got nothing but respect. Sure, the general got on the mic and kind of roasted me, but he was like, man, Ty's one of the greatest dudes. He does a whole bunch of charity work. One of the biggest fans in the land for doing charity work. So, give him a time, but not too hard a time. And, man, I fell in love with it. And then I went back 4 straight years, and that's when one of those trips, I can't remember what year, that I had the pleasure of meeting you at that. What bar were we at? That really cool bar.
Yeah, we were at Ricky's. It was you, I, John Stoner, and obviously Ron. It was a great time.
Oh yeah, that was an amazing time that night, and then we were.
Ty, you still there? Are you cutting out, brother?
It was a total of 6 super fans, and I ended up bringing out there from the Chiefs to meet all the Raiders super fans, and we ended up having lifelong friendships and stuff, and it is the greatest rivalry, I'm real close with Lynn Dawson and Bobby Bell and Willie Lanier, and they talk about the glory years, when the Raiders and Chiefs was a fight in the field, literally, all the time. And it was always those battles to see who was going to go into either AFL championships, and then later, it was who was going to go to the Super Bowl and stuff. So, yeah, the history's deep there. And I'm so glad that you guys are, drafting good. You got a good young core. It takes a while for it to all come together. We've seen that, with the Chiefs. Andy Reid came in 2014, and we had the number 1 pick in the draft, and we took Eric Fisher, and we were able to turn it around a lot quicker. We started winning AFC championships, and and with Andy Reid, we've pretty much dominated not only the Raiders, but I think we beat the Broncos 10 straight. We keep beating the Chargers, but they got lucky last year at Arrowhead and beat us. but we still ended up getting the AFC West crown and second seed, and we finally went and won our second Super Bowl. So right now the Chiefs are the team to beat, not only in the AFC West, but the whole AFC and then the NFL too. So. But like I said, you guys were drafting good. You've had so many picks. The future's so bright. Because those will end up becoming superstars. It usually takes 2 to 3 years, or sometimes 4 or 5, before those rookies really pop into superstars. So you got to be patient. Let the process work itself out. But it's going to be the rivalry, and the Chargers, though, I thought they were going to take a major dip, but looks like they may got a quarterback too. So, the AFC West, and Denver's a good young team when Drew Lock's in there and they got Von Miller, but, so the AFC West is going to be a dogfight for years to come.
Yeah, and and again, I'm a little bit older, Ty, and you as well, and we remember when it was the AFC West would continually beat up on each other, and a lot of times that we beat up on each other so much it was actually to a detriment for when we went into the playoffs. It was we were injured and broken, and then we'd have to go and hit Pittsburgh or hit Miami in the golden days or things like that, and it would suck because it was a more than a dogfight. It was definitely a brawling fight dating back to even Lynn Dawson, going back to those days as well. I mean, there are so many rules that are Raider rules, as you know, and it was primarily because of obviously the Dawson game where Ben Davidson. Yeah, there you go. Ben Davidson goes and buries Lynn Dawson, and then everybody comes out, and it's just all that stuff there.
Yeah, that I've talked to Lynn Dawson a lot about that game, and he goes, "That's the biggest thorn in his side." He hates that game because we had a Hall of Fame kicker in Lon Stitterud.
Right.
And when Lynn Dawson ran that ball down, we were in prime field goal. What was it, like a 35-yarder or something? And then Ben Davis comes in and leaves his crown and hits Lynn when he's on the ground. Then an all-out team ball happens, and we ended up getting, I think it was 30 yards in penalties, and pulled us out of field goal range. We ended up losing that game.
Yeah, definitely so. And
refresh me, Jack. Wasn't that the game that it pulled us out of field goal range, but we were still up by 3, and then you guys went down and one that Blanda kicked like a 50-some yarder to win it?
I believe so. It was. I know that I'm not sure if it was 72. It was actually, I thought it was way before 72. I'm sure somebody would probably be able to, while we're talking, Google Len Dawson. I think it was like 68 or something like that.
Yeah, it was. I think it was the year before we won the Super Bowl, because that game cost us a playoff berth.
Right. Yeah.
And then the next year we dominated, and we were the second AFC team to beat an NFC team, the mighty Vikings in Super Bowl 4 in '69. Man.
Yeah, listening to and again, love Hank Stram, but you know what? Just you see the old NFL film saying, "Well, we're going to keep matriculating the ball down the field." I'm like, whatever.
That's what they did.
Yeah, but
they
go ahead, brother.
They had one of the best tight ends ever in Otis Taylor.
Right.
And Lenny Dawson had a passing game, but their style back then was to run the ball, control it. And, our defense, I think it had ended up being 4 Hall of Famers. We had 2 of them at linebacker.
Yeah,
Bobby
Lanier,
Bell.
Lanier and Bobby Bell, and then Curly Culp. Well, actually, that might have been prior to Curly Culp.
That was before. No, but we had Bobby Bell, Willie Lanier, and God dang, I'm brain farting because this is before my time. Oh, we had Emmett Thomas, Hall of Famer, that just went a couple of years ago, and a cornerback. That defense was just crazy good. And that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to control field position, matriculate the ball down the field, don't turn the ball over, and let the defense, win the game. You just put up enough points, and defense is not going to let the team do much. So, you watch old games, and it's crazy, how many 7-3 games were there and stuff like that. They were just brawls, battles. Every inch mattered, every yard was crucial. It's not like today. You look at the Chiefs, good gravy, we can score in, one play, 90 yards just like that. We got so many weapons now, and, it's just a whole different ball game now, and especially with the rules, because, if they played that style back then today, every single play would have multiple fouls on it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I will say this, and I'm sure you agree with me, the pussification of the NFL. I understand that they are trying to, especially after, the brain injuries and CTE and things like that. You talk about CTE, you talk to a Raider fan, that means commitment to excellence, but no, it's cellular, whatever, encephalitis, and I get it. But, there are some things that they've really just watered down the product to a point that it's nearly unwatchable for the folks that are hardcore guys like us. Would you not agree with that? Ty? We might have lost Ty again. Let's see here. Is he still on? We lost Ty. And again, I will tell you folks that Ty is literally out in the sticks. So let's do this. Hopefully, maybe I can call him up on the regular phone. If we did lose him, I'll say, hey, call this number. Yeah, Ty is out, and he says he's out in the middle of the Missouri countryside, and that was one of the reasons why we couldn't do the video portion, which is why you're going to have to be looking at me, which is I know, such a treat for everybody. But we'll do that as well. And again, I see via the comment, and I am trying to pay attention. The guy that was playing quarterback and kicker was Blanda. Okay. And yeah, there you go. And we'll hopefully have Ty call back. Yeah, I'm gonna say, hey, we lost you. And here's the thing, though. I wanted to get with him because there's old history, and then there is what we know, and it's contemporary. And yeah, I know that it sucks listening to what we have to deal with, but it's true. Is until somebody knocks off the Kansas City Chiefs, they are the champions. It sticks in our craw. It sticks in our craw. But it definitely is something that, you can't just wish away, is that they are the best team in football. They are one of the few undefeated teams in football, and that's why, and I'm going to say to this, is they wanted to talk about about the COVID situation, because that is, if you haven't heard already, is that the trainer, or I should say the strength and conditioning coach for the Kansas City Chiefs, is the one that came up positive for COVID. So having said that, if their strength and conditioning coach is positive, then that sucks. I don't know how much that would affect the team. Now, and again, I am reading in the comments section, and what I'll do is, in fact, I'll say call this number, because we'll talk about it. And I'm going to open up the phone line in a minute. Okay. Yeah, we'll talk to folks about that. But again, I did want to talk about, the fact is that we all saw it last week when New England came in to Kansas City. Do I think Derek Carr is a Super Bowl quarterback? I can guarantee you that Derek Carr is not a Super Bowl quarterback, because he hasn't been to a Super Bowl. I know that is mincing with words, Mustafa. I understand that. I say it deliberately, because he's definitely a playoff quarterback, although he's never played in a playoff game. But as we were talking about before, and I don't know whether anybody had a chance to watch the show from Thursday when we gave away the Marcus Allen helmet, and I got put that in the mail today, so that'll be going out to to Jerry White, who's definitely really stoked about that. But the 2016 version of the Raiders that were 12-4, they were basically a 8-8 team that got some breaks, and it's true. I'm not poo-pooing it. Outlaw, good to see you as well. I love my vowels in here, and I want to make sure that everybody sees that I am actually paying attention here. I want to welcome Mustafa Razuli, I believe is the name to say that. Make sure that I said that correctly, Mustafa. And no worries about the thanks to Jerry White, because again, you were there and you were in the drawing and everybody, and I said we'll be doing some more stuff. I'm not sure if I have a Raider helmet to give away at every 1,000, but we'll have things to give away. And I'll make it worthwhile. Permission to come aboard granted there, Don Webb. And hopefully we'll hear from Ty. Bummer, but okay. Let's see if that is Ty again. Where the hell is my phone? Yeah, we got Ty. Ty, how you doing, brother? We got you back.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm in a cornfield in western Kansas, not Missouri.
Oh, okay. So you're not in misery, but you're because I love always saying that. It's in Kansas.
I'm out with Dorothy and Toto right now. Yeah, I'm in my hometown helping on my hometown
Ty?
family, and health ain't good, so he can't do a harvest. So I'm back after 25 years of being away from the family farm and doing harvest. I'm driving combine, tractor, and truck, so doing it all.
Okay, well, and again, we appreciate you taking some time out, especially from with the family and whatnot. We appreciate you being here, and eventually, go ahead.
Like I was saying, Raider Nation is family to me. You know, it truly is. I don't know how much of that story about Violator you got before I realized that I couldn't hear it for you. Is, you know, that me and Violator, we talk all the time. We're family. We call each other brothers. You know, we talk all the time on the phone. You know, and we say probably in an hour-long conversation, we'll say "I love you" 10 times at least. You know, and it is. You know, football's just a game. It's just played, if you're lucky, 19 weeks out of the year. If you get to go to the Super Bowl, like we were blessed last year, and you know, so there's a whole bunch of other weeks that life is more important than football. And that's when you know, get those true lifelong relationships. So I got nothing but respect and love the Raider Nation. You know, I really haven't had many problems. Raider Ron made sure of that. Now Violator takes care of me. You know, so you're on both sides. You're gonna have bad apples. I call them bandwagon fans. You know, that one timers that, you know, they come to a game and they get drunk and they try to make trouble, you know. But I told everybody going out to Oakland, I felt like Mike Tyson when he used to come in the ring and he had 50 guys as an entourage to protect him, you know, and that's truly, you know, the way I feel whenever I go out to Oakland. I've never once felt, you know, that I was in any danger whatsoever from any fan. So
Right, and I wish for you. First off, obviously this year with no fans out into the Raider, what obviously what Mark Davis has donned, and as a lot of other people has donned, is the Death Star. Black Pearl's a little bit more to my liking because it's more piratey. And the Death Star, you know, everybody will say, well, yeah, the Death Star blew up. Well, okay, which is one of the reasons why I like the Black Pearl a little bit better, because, you know, it didn't blow up, and it's a good thing.
And Jack, I hate that you guys moved to Las Vegas, because you got fans like Violator, and I know so many others that just can't afford an away game. And those expensive tickets that they are for the new stadium, you know, because you got to pay for flights, motels, everything. You know, you've really just Mark Donovan displaced the loyal fans that I love in Oakland. You know, and I feel bad for the Oakland fans. Man, if I had more money, I would have been out there fighting with them on the battlegrounds to try to keep them in Oakland. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, personally, here in Kansas City, they're letting 17,000 fans in, but I've been a season ticket holder for 31 years. And they took away our season tickets, and they're selling them single game tickets.
Uh-huh.
Well, if you win the Super Bowl, I'll tell you how much inflation on single game tickets are. So last year I paid $1,200, $100 per game, 2 preseason games, to set in row 2 in the end zone, where I've sat for 24 years now. I paid $250 to watch a divisional playoff game, and additionally, and then the AFC Championship game, which was the greatest game ever. I got to see the Lamar Hunt Trophy lifted in the home of Lamar Hunt and the guy that named the Super Bowl. And then I was blessed to go to Miami. I did not pay $7,000 to get an upper level seat because I'm spoiled. I want to sit, 2 rows from the field. I've been to, it ended against the Patriots. I've been to 329 straight games at Arrowhead. I've been to 99 away games, every NFL stadium except Atlanta. So I've got a lot of street cred, when it comes to the last 30 years and stuff. But what they did was they took away our season tickets, and my seat is now under a corporate tent, which I don't know if I'll ever get back my row 2 seats, because there are now 6 rows of this corporate. It's actually Ford, which is ironic because I used to sell Ford vehicles. So it's under a tarp. And to get a ticket for the opening game cost me $235, so almost as much as the 2 playoff games, to sit in the farthest seat away in the upper deck. I was in right above my section in the end zone, but I was against the concrete wall, so I'm 120 foot above where I'm usually sitting, where I did last year for $100 a game, and it cost me $235. And then my seat to sit in my section in row 7 behind my seat would cost $710 a game. I'm a hard-working man. I don't have that kind of bread to go to watch games. I don't even pay that much when I go to Lambeau Field. I paid $600 to sit in row 1 at Lambeau Field. So, it's just crazy right now. This COVID's got to go. And so my streak ended at 200, I think I said 39, 229 straight games at Arrowhead. With the Patriots game, and I will not be there at the Raiders game, and I'm not going back this year because Arrowhead, I'm the guy that helped set up the 2 Guinness World Records for crowd noise. It was my idea. I got Guinness. I got the Chiefs involved. And Arrowhead, 17,000 fans ain't the Arrowhead that I've been going to. Even when we were 2-14, we still sold that place out. So, I'm taking a year break, but I'm still dressing up as X Factor and doing charity events and stuff like that. We could talk about the political stuff, the Black Lives Matters that the NFL threw in there. They took away our Super Bowl celebrations.
No, we don't have to go into those. In fact, I tell everybody this is all we try to tread lightly. It's glossed over because you know what, we hear enough about political stuff and news stuff in the news. It's that's why we talk sports.
What really upset me, Jack, was that I've watched all these other teams. They get the home opener and they get their rings by the commissioners there giving them the rings. They raise the flag. The Chiefs did a banner. All that stuff was done before and we didn't even get the pregame introductions of the players to get the fans riled up, but we didn't even have our mascot or our cheerleaders on the field at pregame deals. All that was taken away. All we got was a minute-long deal of our owner lowering a banner, and then the NFL piped in all this other stuff, about COVID and the other stuff. And so, my dream day that I've waited my whole life to see, and the reason I paid all that money to go to the home opener was to see that stuff was stripped away from us. And, so that really hurt my feelings. And hopefully, with the core team that we've got, there's a real good chance that we could go back and repeat as Super Bowl champs. And maybe next year COVID's gone and Arrowhead's back to 80,000, and I get to see all those ceremonies. I'm praying for that.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I will. I'd love to be out there with you because again, I said this and I told you this as well, is that I went to the last Oakland at Kansas City game in Arrowhead. At least, and I told you I wanted it to be the Oakland Raiders at Kansas City Chiefs because I wanted it to, because of that. I will come back as, providing I'm living and breathing. Let me put it that way. I will come back to a game next year, and I don't care if it's the Las Vegas Raiders at Kansas City Chiefs. I would like for it to be like where it is now. What's the temperature out there right now, Ty?
92 degrees.
This is why I want, because me being from Florida, I want a game where I don't have to have precautions against frostbite to get out there to watch a game. And you've never seen me. If you saw the pictures of me at Kansas City last year, I had on a hat underneath my tricorn. I never wear what do you call, like a ski cap or whatever the hell they're called. One of those. I never do that, but I did for Kansas City because it was cold.
They're called stocking caps, Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to wear them. I'll tell you right now, the coldest game was years ago. We played Miami we were both horrible. This is right before Andy Reid came, and it snowed 12 inches the night before, and the wind kicked up to about 50 miles per hour. The wind chill was minus 52 at the game.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm sorry. If I have tickets to that game, I'm not going. Sorry. Not going. I mean, I know that you have to keep your streak alive, but you know what? I'd be out there, and I'll see you off at the door, and I'll give you a salute, say, hey, have a great one, and I'm going back to my seat with my hot chocolate and whatever I can raid out of the refrigerator, because I'm sure delivery drivers are going to say F you as well to my pizza. But whatever I can eat from the kitchen is what I'm going to eat. So, yeah, that's just the way that is, man. Which is why I'm hoping that next year it'll be early like it is this year, and I can enjoy it. And, and the other thing is that I'm trying to think, it'll be October. No, I was going to say, because I'd like to try to go to a game at Kaufman as well. You know what? I'll try to come see you. And I got a buddy out there, Robert Bigler, who's my standing Kansas City fan that calls in. And I'll go out and visit him there as well. So I want to go to Kaufman. And I want to see a baseball game with all the fountains and whatnot. And if I'm out there, I'll obviously call in to see you as well. So we'll go out and get some barbecue and shit like that. But negative 50 degrees with a wind chill. Nah, sorry, dude. Not this Florida boy ain't doing that stuff. You still there? Oh shoot. Yep, I went off on I went off on a rant and I lost Ty again. So while we're waiting on Ty to call back. And I'll give him another text here. While we're waiting on Ty to call back, and hopefully, and when he does call back, we'll talk about the game. And again, this is what happens when. Hey, how you doing? Stiz is up here. Stiz, we are actually. Occasionally talking with Ty Rowton, who is KC X Factor. One of the probably the most, other than the Chiefs fan that has all the arrows that go through him. There we go. We got Ty back. Hey, third time's the charm, partner. When did you drop me? Oh, you still here?
I don't know. I don't know. Do you want me to call this? Do you want me to call this other number so some fans can talk to me?
Yes. In fact, call. Don't say my number over the phone.
Okay.
But yeah, call my other
Okay.
number, and I'll put that up, and then folks will be able. If you got a question for Ty about the Chiefs, and we definitely want to talk present day there, shipmate, call my number, and I'll put the phone up to the thing. You might not hear it, but I'll let you know what it is, and hopefully you'll be able to hear me, and we'll get it done as best as we can.
All right, I'll hang up right now and call that other number.
All right, thanks again, there, buddy.
You're welcome.
All right, Ty's gonna call in on my phone number. So while he's doing that, I'm gonna put the number up. If you got a question for Ty, and please call in. And hey, Danny, how you doing? We got Stiz in here. We got Danny. And for those that don't know, I have Ty Rowton, who's Kansas City X Factor. I might have to. There we go. Hey, Ty, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Okay.
And I wish you could see this. I wish you could see this, Jack, because I am about 100 miles past BFE. You know what that stands for? From F Egypt.
Yeah, BFE, baby.
But I'm 30 miles from the nearest town, which is only 3,000 people. That's my hometown. And man, you can see all the stars. It's pitch black out here. It is just, and the wind's not blowing. It's cooled down to about probably 59 degrees. It is just absolutely. They call this God's country out here. It's beautiful.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is folks, if you want to talk to Ty, and like I said, great guy, has a very bad taste in his football teams, but other than that, he's a fantastic gentleman. Did you hear that, Ty? I'm waiting for the chuckle.
I beg to differ, and I've got millions of my friends on this side that'll beg to differ too.
I got you. Gotta throw it when I can. Let me get I see my eyes are watering here as well. Ty, what we want to talk about as well, and it's present time, and I got Danny on the line as well. Danny's one of my buddies that's a Patriots fan. Looking at what happened last week, and how Belichick kept your offense from scoring for nearly 3 quarters. They had to wait until 42 seconds left in the third quarter to score. How do you see any team being able to do that? Maybe that they have finally figured that out, as that is one of the things that they need. Obviously, they got to have a defense, and I don't think our defense is as good as the Patriots. But how do you see that being a factor?
No, if you watch all those Patriots-Chiefs games with Mahomes, this always happens. Belichick comes up with the most unbelievable game plan to shut us down. It was a couple years ago, Patrick's first year when he threw 50 touchdowns, that we were down 20-0 in the first half. And then in the second, Mahomes was horrible. And then Mahomes come out second half, Reid, changed up things, saw what Belichick was doing. And we came back, and that game got crazy because the Patriots won it by 3, late. And then the next year it was the same kind of deal. Last year during the regular season, Belichick shut down Mahomes early, and we came back, that was a couple of years. I'm getting brain burned on these games. But no, last year in New England, it was a slugfest. When we win that game 19-14 or something like that, Belichick's the only out how to slow down that offense. But he changes it up how he does it every time. So, it's his coverages, his blitzes, all that kind of stuff. Patrick Mahomes is one of those special guys. Most teams think they got a blitzing, but he improvises, and he's actually the top-rated quarterback in the NFL when he's got pressure. Because then you're bringing extra guys and you're leaving, Sammy Watkins, Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, all those weapons on one-on-ones. And, that's a recipe for disaster with all the speed we got. And our second-year wide receiver, McCole Hardman, too. It's a matchup nightmare. And now we can run the rock. We got a running back that's really dependable and can catch it. They haven't even showed him yet catching the ball out of the backfield. But if you watch tape last year, LSU had record-setting offenses, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire was 70% of their offense, and mostly it was used out of the backfield catching the ball. So Andy Reid hasn't even shown that card yet, but you saw the first game what Helaire can do running the ball. He had 130 yards in his first game, just running the rock. So there's no way you can defend this team.
Okay,
somehow Belichick figures.
I got one for you as well, and obviously with the news today about the strength and conditioning coach being out there for that he is COVID positive, and what
with the Chiefs?
Yeah, for the Chiefs, yes. How is that? Do you think that is that going to be anything that is need to be worried about amongst the Chiefs?
No, and we had a player test positive that was our fourth-string quarterback on the practice squad last week. No, the Chiefs actually do unbelievable. They're setting the bar on how to deal with COVID. I've seen videos. Every player is tested as soon as they get into the parking lot, temperatures, everything, and I know these players personally. They're watching out who they're in contact with away from the field. That's the thing that you can't control, It's, their family members go to the grocery store, they can catch COVID, They go to a gas station, they catch COVID. Their kids can go to school, catch COVID, but the Chiefs are really good at not making an issue. The Titans obviously had no game plan for this, and stuff because they just keep on getting rampant, but for the Chiefs, no, I'm not worried about it.
Okay, then having said that, then, are there any injury concerns for the Chiefs as far as like the injury report that hasn't been? Because I haven't even seen an injury report for the Raiders that I've been up.
I haven't. I don't get internet out here in the field, so I am way behind the loop from what I usually have. The only one that's a real big concern for us is Chris Jones. He's all world. He's not far behind Aaron Donald for interior linemen causing havoc. He had a groin. He was out against the Patriots. And he's a huge. He's the biggest part of that. Defense. Frank Clark and Tyrann Mathieu get a lot of the credit. But man, it's Chris Jones causing havoc right up the gut, and that's the easiest way to quarterback. Positive news on our side is we got Brashard Breeland, our cornerback, back. We have a second-year corner in Fenton that stepped up and has been playing all world. I think he's going to be our number 2 corner behind Ward, who was injured also. corner right now. But now we're back, and Benton will go to the slot. Breland will probably do 2. And so we got a full deal there. And we did lose a rookie that started Need that was playing amazing, but we lost him for the year with a broken collarbone. But now we're back where we should be. Chris Jones is the only one that worrisome that I've heard of.
Okay, well, folks, if you would like to give a call in to Ty, and here's a question from now Mustafa. Is that to me or is that to Ty? He's talking about Trayvon Mullen, our cornerback. Oh, hang on a second here. Okay. Neil Backman, you got a question for Ty?
Yes, I do.
Okay, hang on a second, Neil. I got to put my earphones back on. Ty, you might not be able to hear this, so I'm going to try to put the earphones. Whoa, can't put it next to the microphone, because then I'll get a big squelch. Go ahead, Neil. What do you got for Ty?
Well, I just wanted to say hello to everybody, and I realized from listening that Ty is a longtime Raider aficionado, and I was just wondering, I feel like bringing Gruden in was the right thing to do because he changed the culture. He's got us moving in the right direction. I'm just wondering what Ty thinks about our future and who would he bring in looking at our defensive situation.
Did you hear that, Ty?
Yeah, I did. And Gruden's doing it the right way. Bringing in Mike Mayock, that he's the draft guru. He nobody knows drafting better than that kid. And trading away guys that that's the Patriots way. That's how they build a dynasty. When a guy like our Monty Cooper, Matt, get to where you're going to have to pay him a buttload of money, ship them off, and you guys got what, 4 number 1 draft picks from those 2 trades. That's how you build a team. And like I said earlier, you got to give these rookies 3 to 5 years. Some of them come in and make a splash. Most of them look like they're got deer in the headlights, and the game's too fast for them. But when it slows down, then you get to see them, come into their own. Look at Chris Jones. Chris Jones for the first couple of years wasn't that good a player. Now he's talked about, arguably one of the best defensive linemen next to Aaron Donald. So, you got to be patient, let the process work out. If the defensive scheme ain't working, Gruden will get a guy in there that will, do it. And there's going to be a lot of good, head coaches that are going to be available. I'm not saying Gruden, he's got 10-year contract, but guys that they couldn't make it as a head coach, but are fabulous defensive coordinators. Like I said, just be patient. Remember, these kids are freaking 22, 23 years old. You gotta be patient with them and let them grow, and they will.
Okay.
Well, that's a good answer. Thank you, Ty. And hey, just so you know, I have friends in Sabetha, Kansas.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I have been to Sabetha a few times. That's a big metropolis.
I never seen so much corn in my life. Well, I'm going to get off here and let somebody else call in. It was a pleasure talking to you.
And I'm way farther west than Sabetha. I'm 30 miles from the nearest town that's only 3,000 people, and that's a big city out here.
Well, you have a good evening. I'm going to hang up now and let somebody else call in.
Hey, thanks again there, shipmate. Appreciate you calling in. And Ty, always a pleasure. Like I say, if you want to talk to X Factor, a.k.a. Ty Rowton, I'm so happy that I pronounced his name correctly. The number is on the screen, 813-699-0834. And this is to you as well, Ty. It's from one of our guests here. It's Mustafa. And Mustafa is asking your opinion as to Trayvon Mullen. Is he a top 5 corner in the NFL right now? Because he seemed to have come into his own and is basically shutting down at least half the field for the Raiders. And he actually had a good game last year in Kansas City. And now, I'm sorry, I think it was kind of a BS call that they had against him in the end zone, if you remember correctly. But he is definitely coming into his own as a corner. And what are your opinions about that as well? Ty? Ty, you still there? Up. Hey, Ty, you there?
My chair, so the phone coverage is horrible.
Yeah, I like I said, I didn't even realize that I had lost you. Did you hear the question about Trayvon Mullen?
And I heard a little bit. Honestly, I have not watched a Raiders game, so I have no insight on their. Like I said, he's a rookie, so you're the best example I can have is the cornerback is Marcus Peters a few years ago. The kid ended up with 8 interceptions, but he made tons of mistakes, gave up big touchdowns. There's going to be a growing curve. You're going to see some wow plays, and then you're going to have the plays that have you scratching your head. And it's just because he's got to learn. He's got to be, because right now he's trying to learn a playbook, a system, where he needs to be on all these deals. When he starts playing instinctively because he knows where he's got to be versus thinking, that's when players become really dominant in the league. Because knowledge is the key, baby.
Yeah, well, actually, Ty, Trayvon is not the rookie. This is his second year. You're thinking of Arnett, the kid from Ohio State. But Mullen played last year and actually played very well. Okay, now I remember him, yeah. I'm 45, Doc. I forget easy. And like I said, I typically only watch the Raiders twice a year. So I got you.
Unless they're playing the Patriots, then I'm big Raiders fans, or another team that, we're fighting in playoff seed with, then, that's the only time but typically I don't watch the game because I'm at Arrowhead or wherever, and so I'm just rooting for you, so I don't know the players real well.
Gotcha. Now, looking at your team, and obviously with the speed that the Raiders have at wide receiver this year with Henry Ruggs coming in, and Edwards unfortunately is out this game, but we do have Ruggs coming back, and Aguilar, who is a speedster as well. I would say that I know that Ruggs and Hill would probably offset each other. Waller, I think, is going to be, obviously a Kelsey-like, although I like his upside more than Kelsey. Obviously the Raiders receivers have gotten better. Jacobs right now obviously is a better running back than Edwards-Helaire because obviously he's got that year of experience. But I'm gonna say obviously it's gonna have to be a shootout. Can the Raiders actually score enough points to even make it a game in your mind?
Not with Derek Carr at
Okay. And who do you so are you saying that? Go ahead.
I don't think anybody can argue that Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL right now. You know, and yeah, so that's the X factor. Yeah, you can match up great on all the other deals, but you know, it doesn't matter how you match up offense versus offense. It's how does your offense match up defense. Honestly, we don't win a Super Bowl last year without our defense. The last 6 games of the year and then the 3 playoff games, because we currently have a 13-game winning streak, goes back. This defense has won a majority of those games, not the offense. So don't focus on the offense. This defense is for real, you know, and you saw that. Even in the Houston Texans game, when they went up 24-0, that was all special teams. We had fumbles on a punt return, a kickoff return. You know, the Texans only scored 1 touchdown on our defense, which you got to get at our defense early. A lot of teams score on their first drive, and then they go completely dormant. You remember that game last year out in Oakland? You guys were up 10-0. We couldn't do nothing offensively, but then we laid the clamps down defensively. You didn't score another point the whole game, and we scored 28 in the second quarter, and the game was over.
Right, but actually you guys didn't score in the second half either. So if the Raiders' offense would have actually shown up to play, it would have been a game. Although I know that the one guy from the Chiefs dropped a touchdown in the second half, so it would have been another score. But I think that game.
Well,
go ahead.
No, what happened, and Andy Reid, this is every NFL coach. You get a big lead, you let off the throttle. You don't want interceptions. You don't want fumbles. You know, you don't want to let the other team in. So teams go conservative way too early. Prevent defense, the only thing that does is prevent wins. And yeah, so you would like to see your team just keep the throttle down all the time, like they built the lead. But you watched enough football, Jack. You know that never happened.
You got it. Hey, I got a call from Edward Winchell. Ed, go ahead and talk to Mr. Ty. Go ahead, sir.
Hello, Mr. Ty.
Ty, can you hear him? Go ahead. Ed Winchell, talk.
Hello, Ty. My name's Edward Winchell. How are you?
Go ahead, Ty.
I can't hear him, so you're gonna have to translate that.
Okay, I tell you what. I'm gonna put the earphones back on because it's gonna have to do it this way. Ed, go ahead and tell me what your question is, and I'll tell Ty.
I know it's a great feeling to be at the top of the hill these last couple of years. I was at the top of the hill.
Okay, Ed is saying that it's a great feeling being at the top of the hill for these last couple of years. Go ahead. Next thought, Ed.
Because I was at the top of the hill with the Raiders in 76, 77, and the 2 Super Bowls in the early 80s.
Okay, then Ed goes back to like the top of the hill with the Raiders, 76, 77, and then obviously the 2 Super Bowls in the 80s. Okay, next Ed.
And it's a great feeling.
It's a great feeling.
But I really think in a couple of years, once the Raiders do a couple things to fix their defense,
Okay. Ed thinks that in a couple years, when the Raiders figured out how to fix their defense, next thought, stand by, Ty. Go ahead, Ed.
That you will have some nice company with you guys at the top of that hill.
He thinks that when the Raiders can finally fix their defense, and hopefully it doesn't take it the couple years that Ed thinks it does. Hopefully it'll be quicker than that. That the Chiefs will have some good company at the top of the AFC West, if not the top of the AFC hierarchy. Ty, your response?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm praying for. Like you said, I want the old rivalry from the '60s back. So yeah, and competition does nothing but make your team better. I embrace that fully. And it can, Jack, you said you hope it doesn't take 2 years. Remember Mahomes' second year, his first year starting. Our defense under Bob Sutton was horrible. I mean, we had to score 50 points a game to win because the other team was going to score 48 on that defense. It all changed when we brought in Steve Spagnuolo as defensive coordinator, and then we went out, we spent money, we got an amazing leader in the backfield in Tyron Matthew, and then we got an amazing pass rusher, and he set the edge on running everything, Frank Clark from Seattle, and we paid those guys $150 million over 4 years apiece. Or Frank Clark was 5 actually. Tyron Matthew was 4. We paid those guys to come in here and change the culture, and it took the first 10 games last year. Our defense was horrible, but once the players learned Spag's system and got out of the bad habits of Bob Sutton, then that's when the defense started winning us games, and that's the whole reason we won a Super Bowl last year, because our offense wasn't putting up 50 points a game last year. So it was our defense, and especially playoff games that are cold and nasty. Your high-flying offense doesn't fly like that. And, you guys drafting Ruggs this year and stuff, you're trying to model our offense. The key is you got to walk away from your broken down Carr. That guy has not been the same since that knee injury at the end of his MVP.
16.
I don't remember if he won MVP, but he should have. But that guy's not the same quarterback. I've seen 6 games, Chiefs versus Raiders, and he's captain check down. He's like Alex Smith, and so, quarterback's the number one position. You just got to go out there and, use your number one picks on it. I know you gave Carr a lot of money, and it's hard to eat that money, but I personally don't think you'll compete with us until you get a new quarterback.
Okay, well, one thing, Ed, you heard him, and I'm going to, obviously you can hear me, Ty, because I'm talking into the microphone as well, and it's close. Carr's contract next year can be he can be bought out with a $2.5 million signing bonus, which is actually peanuts. And so this is his make or break year. And Ed Winchell is probably so much on your side on that, because he is definitely a Carr non-advocate, because he really can't stand the thought of Derek Carr as the quarterback of the Raiders. For all the folks that are out there, they already know that. So basically,
I personally wouldn't want a quarterback that wears mascara. Something's wrong there.
I'm not catching the reference, Ty. Mascara?
Or something about his eyes. He puts on makeup.
Okay. Ed, I'm sure is giggling as well. So you definitely got a fan there. Now, Ty, I best and Ed, thank you for calling. You got anything else that I need to talk to Ty about?
Yeah, real quickly, I'll just say I saw
One second,
today.
Ty. Go ahead. Go
Real
ahead,
quickly,
Ed.
I'll say today I watched the Kansas City Chiefs play the Raiders in Oakland in 2018.
Ed was
on
saying
TV.
that Ed was saying he watched the Raiders hosting the Chiefs from 2018. So yeah, 2018, was that the Thursday night game, Ed, or Ed?
No, it was during the day.
Okay, no,
during the day.
It was a day game, 2018. It was in Oakland, right, Ed?
And Mahomes couldn't hit the side of a barn in that game.
Ed was saying that in that game, Ty, Mahomes couldn't hit the side of a barn.
But today, I believe the Raiders are in the same position Kansas City was in 18. And in the next 2 years, we're going to be a very competitive number one team in the AFC.
Ty, Ed was saying that he thinks that the Raiders of today are in the same position that Kansas City was in 2018, and actually that was the year that Mahomes was the MVP. And I actually kind of differ with you, Ty, when you say that Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. I mean, first off, he's not the reigning MVP because Jackson is. And but yeah, Jackson is iffy, and
But stop right there. How did Jackson look versus Mahomes?
Well, again, I actually he looked like crap versus Mahomes. But if you're going to go by in 1 second, Ed, I'm literally in between the two of you here. I would say that obviously, to me, the best quarterback in the NFL right now is some guy in Green Bay that's on his FU tour.
Well, yeah, Aaron Rodgers, he's a Hall of Famer. I totally agree. But, if you are a GM right now that had the first 9 picks in the 2017 draft, was that right? Or 16? 17 draft. Aren't you kicking yourself in the ass for not taking Patrick Mahomes?
Oh yeah, and again, there are people that obviously that took some schmucks by the name of Trubisky over Mahomes, which was a major mistake. Watkins was a very good pick, and so Mahomes was the third quarterback taken in that draft, but I think that Watkins.
No. He was the second. We traded up to number 2. Watkins went 12 to the Texans.
No, you got him at 10 there, big guy. So yeah, you got Mahomes at 10, and he was the second quarterback taken. Yeah, okay, but still, Watkins is a hell of a quarterback, and I think that he's going to be a lot better now that they got rid of the bozo that's been running that team.
Well,
Ty, are you still there? Ty? Hey, Ed, I'm not sure if Ty's still here, but I appreciate you calling in.
Sure, okay, shipmate.
Okay. Yeah.
Have a good evening.
All right, thanks again.
Talk to you tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow for sure. I lost Ty, and boy, my eyes are bothering me, and I apologize for that. Well, while we got a break in the action, and I'll go back to what my thoughts are of the game, and again, a few and apologies, but again, Ty is literally out in the middle of the sticks of Kansas, where there's nothing but corn, and oh, by the way, there's corn. So Let me call Ty or text Ty one more time. Okay, I got a caller. I got a caller coming in, so I'll use that call. Caller at the 209. Who am I talking to? 209. 209. Who am I talking to?
Hello?
Yes, hello. This is Captain
Yeah,
Jack.
there you go. There you go. This is Jake. Jake Miller.
Oh, Jake Miller. Okay, thank you there, Jake. I appreciate that. Make sure, Jake, when you're done, that you text me that say, "Hey, Captain Jack, this is Jake Miller." So hopefully the next time you call in, I'll be able to know who's calling in. How you doing tonight, Jake? A first time viewer or?
Yeah, this is my first time watching. Love the stream.
Okay, thank you there, Shipmate. Appreciate you coming in. What can I do you for?
Okay, so I have a question for Ty and also Captain Jack, obviously you. Do you think Derek Carr is worthy of being a top 5 quarterback as we paid him $100 million for 10 years, or is that like? Do you think he could take us to a Super Bowl championship like Mahomes did, or no?
Okay. First off, when we got Carr, we didn't pay him for 10 years. I think he was on like a 5-year contract, and his contract was approximately, I want to say, about 25 a year. And people were pissed off at that because at that time he was not worthy of a $25 million a year contract. I will be honest there. But when you put the contract into consideration for nowadays, what he's actually one of the I don't want to say the lowest paid quarterbacks, but he's basically about what the average quarterback salary is when you have all of these people that have gone over his salary with Watson, with Stafford, with Mahomes, with a lot of quarterbacks, which I can't remember, but they've surpassed Carr's contract of like $22 to $25 million a year. So we got to put that into the factor. He was paid, I think, a little bit above market value at that time, but now it seems that he's a bargain. Now, is he a top 5 quarterback in the NFL? And unfortunately, Ty is not on the line anymore, and hopefully he'll call back. Let me text him again. But is he a top 5 quarterback? No, he is not. But it's one of those things that I have to ask. What if you don't have Derek Carr as your quarterback? You have to have an alternative. And I always say, if you're going to solve a problem, at least give me a solution of how you think you're going to solve the problem. Okay? And if Derek Carr isn't your quarterback for the Raiders, what are your alternatives right now for the quarterback of the Raiders?
Now, do you see Mariota as being a solid come in and just start running the offense his way instead of Carr? You know, like the way Carr plays, I feel like it's a scared type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like Mariota, what he did to the Chiefs a couple years back was, to my mind, it was like unbelievable. Now, we never saw the Chiefs. You know, he came in, just started going off on them, obviously.
That was the great game that he threw like a touchdown to himself because it was tipped.
Touchdown to himself.
I remember that game. See, I actually pay attention to your call, partner. I got you. But you know, that was you're kind of talking apples and oranges because the Tennessee offense is not Gruden's offense. And right now, in my estimation, Mariota, especially because he's been in the IR and has not been practicing. Yeah. He is in no condition to come in and run the Gruden offense. None. Now, will he even have the offense down to a modicum of consistency by the end of the season? I don't know. I don't know if he will or not. Okay, 1 second here. Ty is calling back.
Okay.
Hey, Ty, I'm going to put you back on speaker. There we go. Appreciate you being back. And again, folks, I apologize. Ty, we love you, but damn it, you got to get out of the sticks of Kansas, brother.
I know. Hey, I wanted to end this point about Patrick Mahomes. If we had a defense, he's the only quarterback that in his first year was NFL MVP. In his second year, he was Super Bowl MVP, which I care about way more than I do an NFL MVP. But he was a defense. He was a D4 offsides. He was referees with horrible calls trying to get the Patriots back in the Super Bowl. And Kareem Hunt, the best running back that year, away from winning back-to-back Super Bowls. So I'll take that quarterback any day of the week over anybody. Aaron Rodgers only won one Super Bowl in all those years at Green Bay. So, I want Super Bowls, not NFL MVPs. I don't care who makes the Pro Bowl. NFL MVP. None of that means shit. You play the game to win the Super Bowl.
I got you. And again, what you said it was Matt that's on the line. I apologize. I forget your name, sir.
It was Jake.
Jake. Ty, when you dropped and Ed went off and Ed got out, I got Jake, and he's not Jake from State Farm. I'm sure you get that a lot, Jake. I apologize. I had to.
I do.
I had to do that. This is actually a new caller to me there, Ty. So I'm glad. See, when you come on the show, you bring out some new people. So I appreciate that. Jake.
Yeah, I go by Jake from State Farm when I'm selling cars because I always wear brown khakis and a red shirt. So I nickname myself Jake from State Farm.
There you go. See, Jake, and Jake heard that. So I mean, you can't hear Jake, but he can hear you, Ty. So that's a good thing as well. Jake, go ahead and you had a question for Ty, and Ty was talking about Derek Carr, and I gave him my answer. And partner, I think that you're probably going to get anything if less of an answer from Ty. Ty don't like Derek Carr at all, so he says that our car is broken and we need to get a new model. I've already gotten that. Now, what was your second part of that question there, Jake?
Okay, so the second part of the question was, okay, wait. Does he think Mariota can come in and just adjust to the Gruden offense and take over?
Okay, that's
or
good.
Like, what's your thoughts?
Okay, hey Ty, Jake was asking. He said, do you think that Marcus Mariota can come in and adjust to the Gruden offense? Because apparently, and I remember the game where Tennessee and Mariota came in and played a wonderful game against Kansas City. I think the Titans won that game, right?
They did, but Marcus Mariota didn't win that game. Their running back won that game.
Oh, I agree.
We all know Derrick Henry.
Right.
Marcus Mariota threw a touchdown pass. It hit our cornerback right through the hands in the helmet, bounced right back to him. He caught it and scored a touchdown.
Right.
He threw a touchdown
down to himself. Yeah. I got that. And in fact, when you were gone, I was saying, yeah, that's the game that he threw a touchdown to himself. And Jake says, yeah, it was. So, I was actually paying attention. Now, having said that, Ty, and you actually gave the key to any sort of semblance of the Raiders winning. And by the way, Jake, is there anything else, Jake? Because I'm gonna put you off the line. No offense. And then I'm gonna ask Ty this, and then we're because what I want to do before I do that, Jake, what do you have a feeling for what the game score is going to be tomorrow?
I would say, well, it depends how Carr comes off. Now, some games he might come off as an accurate passer. Not scared, clean pocket. He throws well. We all know that. His stats prove it, obviously, but the wins do not show up. The points on the score does not show up at all. right? Offense leads the offense into the field, and just need to break down the defense and just score.
Right.
With Jacobs, Ruggs, we have threats.
Right.
Gruden and Mayock was, in my opinion, I think what's his name in the comment said Mustafa, I think it was. He said Ruggs is the Hill of the Chiefs.
Yes,
no, of the Raiders, I believe. Yeah.
Yes.
I think about that, and I'm like, he has a point. We wanted speed, we got speed. Now you think of Mahomes, he has speed on his side, right? With Hill, he has Sammy Watkins, he has the running back out of LSU, Mahomes obviously,
right.
And he doesn't have our O line, because I think our O line is at least top 5, top 3.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And now wait a second, Jake. Let me try to transcribe that to Ty. Ty, Jake was going about. He said, first off, obviously, our broken car has to come out and perform like a Maserati. Okay, for one thing, is about I'm getting through the other things, and he also says that obviously, and that's not what he said. I'm transcribing it my own way. So I'm using a little bit of flash there. Basically, Carr has to have a great game. Okay, so that's where the Maserati thing comes out, using your broken thing. The other thing is that obviously Ruggs having a game along the lines of, Ruggs is a greater than these are the people that need to perform. Ruggs have to be greater than or equal to Hill. Waller has to be greater than or equal to Kelsey. Jacobs has to be greater than or equal to Edwards-Helaire, but what he did say is that our offensive line is better. I love saying our offensive line is better than your offensive line, Ty. Nah. So that's what we got going there. So it comes down to a matter of running the ball and limiting the amount of time that Mahomes is on the field. If it's a low possession game for Kansas City, you don't see any way in hell that the Raiders are going to win. I understand that, but what do you think? Excuse me. What is your prediction for the score, Ty?
Being at Arrowhead and us being really healthy, I see this being at least a 10-point game.
Okay, now that's actually less than what the spread is.
And why I say that, you say that you want to limit Patrick Mahomes' chances and run Jacobs, and I'm not taking nothing away from Jacobs. Derek Carr tried that shit at Arrowhead in the AFC Championship game, and after running over everybody, especially the Patriots, he came into Arrowhead and had 61 yards, and 20 of that was on one carry.
Okay, are you talking about the game last year, Ty?
Yes, the playoff game, the AFC Championship game. Derrick Henry was running over everybody.
Got it.
And
okay.
He ran, and he ran all over our defense before we got it figured out. And he came into Arrowhead, and we all thought, this goes through Derrick Henry. They got to control, and they jumped to an early lead on us, 10-point lead. But then our defense shut down. And how they did that was they came out at first passing the ball. Tannehill throwing the ball was how they built their lead. But we completely shut Derrick Henry down. We made it a track meet. They couldn't run in the track meet. So that method's not going to work for you.
Okay.
Right, and you do. You do have a good offensive lineman. You got one of our ex-Chiefs, Rodney Hudson, that answers it. He's a great center. But to him, he gets jittery. He gets jittery feet. And he throws stupid passes. He throws interceptions. Your only chance is to somehow win the turnover battle. But Carr's history against the Chiefs ain't very good to that. It's like he's colorblind. He loves throwing to our cornerbacks and safeties, and we're full strength right there. So,
I agree with you there. I said, unfortunately, Carr has got to stop giving the ball away via the fumble, because he has at least 4 fumbles this year. I think all of them are in the fourth quarter as well. And although he hasn't thrown a pick yet, he was coming into Kansas City, I think it was the last game of 18, where he hadn't thrown a pick in like so many different in a long consecutive bout. And one of the passes to Cook, who Cook didn't refuse to turn around and basically lollygagged. I just seen Bull Durham, which is why lollygag comes into my mind. Lollygagged into the pattern, and Sorensen grabbed the ball, and it was a pick six, and there goes the streak. So again, he's going into a Kansas City game where he has a streak of not throwing interceptions. Hopefully, I'd like to see that streak continue where he doesn't. But as you stated, the Raiders and Carr have got to win the turnover battle to even have a semblance. That's how my friggin' Gators lost today. They were going to go down and get that final score over an A&M, and then I can't remember the kid's name, their running back who played a really good game, ended up coughing the ball up on the 50-yard line, and then a couple minutes later on, with 2 seconds to go, their kicker kicks the winning field goal. It's just a matter of semantics there. And Jake, I appreciate you calling in, and thank you for being here for that. And again, Jake, please text me your name and number so I'll put it in my phone. So hopefully when it shows up again, I'll be able to greet you with, "Hey, it's Jake." Not from State Farm, but the Raider fan, and I appreciate you calling in, Jake.
Okay, I'll do that for sure. You guys got
to learn how to cover Tyreek Hill, because he keeps burning you on these. And
we got Kevin Morley for that,
Oakland,
though.
It was our fourth-string wide receiver, Demarcus Robinson, that had 2 50-yard touchdowns on you. That's the key. You guys got issues matching up on defense, because you can't cover all these track stars, because DeMarcus Robinson, Hardman, and Tyreek Hill all are Blazers, and then you got the wily Sammy Watkins, who would be a number 1 wide receiver on a lot of teams in the NFL, who's just that guy that's like Kelsey, that's just going to move those chains and keep the ball, matriculating down the field.
There you go.
10, 50-yard completions underneath, It's a huge matchup problem for your defense. And are you guys getting to the quarterback at all this year?
No. No, I'll answer that one with a big fat no.
That's a huge problem. That's a huge problem.
If
you can't get to Mahomes, with 4, you're dead to rights. Because once you start bringing extra guys into blitz, he's going over the top, and you're going to see 70, 80-yard touchdowns. That's a recipe for disaster. If you can't get home with 4, you're dead.
Right.
Nah, and Jake from State Farm, the Raider fan, agrees with you there, Ty. So there you go.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
But, okay, hey, Jake, again, I appreciate you calling in, brother. Again, text me so I got your number in my phone, and don't be a stranger, man. I want to hear from you, for sure.
I'll do that for sure.
That was excellent questions, Jake from State Farm. That was awesome.
Thank you. We'll have a good game tomorrow. All right, I'll see y'all later.
All right, thanks again.
And just a side note, Jake, I do do have State Farm insurance on my vehicle, so.
Thank you. It's my advertisement.
There you go. So
Thank you.
if X Factor can have the actual insurance, you can't beat it with a stick. That's for sure.
Exactly.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
All right. Hey, thanks again, Jake. Remember, text me, brother, so I'll have you in my phone.
I got you. Thank you.
All
Have
right.
a good day.
All right. Thanks again, Jake. That's awesome. Now, Ty, I'm gonna do this, Ty, because we've had you on off and on for a good portion, and what I want to do is I want to hear your. Now, you said at least 10 points, correct? Ty? Did I lose Ty again?
Yeah, you broke up.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I'm still.
Okay, you're still here, right?
Yep, still here.
Okay, good. You're saying that it's going to be at least a double-digit victory by the Chiefs tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Last year at Oakland, it was 18. God, how bad was the game at Arrowhead? It was horrible.
Oh yeah, I like I said, and I stayed and watched the entire thing, and then when the Raiders got that gimme touchdown at the end, and then then the Chiefs got the 2-pointer right after that, I'm like, that's fucking insult to injury, you know. I remember,
Yeah.
I was there for everything.
What was the score of that game? Because it was kind of a meaningless game to us. Well, it was meaningful in trying to get a playoff spot, but what was that score?
You know, I don't remember. I just know it was way too much to entirely too little. And I really do think that the game was put on notice when the Raiders had stopped Mahomes, and they ended up giving the Chiefs a touchdown at the very beginning of the game because they said that the guy was not because they called ineligible downfield. It would have been a stop on what was a touchdown call, and there was the guy that was way downfield, and then they said, oh yeah, no, he really wasn't, and you ended up getting the touchdown, and it would have been a stop. It would have been, a field goal try. And then as soon as the Raiders got the ball back, I think Carr either threw a pick six or threw a pick that you guys went deep on. So it got out of hand real quick from there. And it was a FU blow. Like I said, Mullen had a good game, and then they called him for pass interference when it really wasn't. So, I mean, the game got out of hand. And again, I was there because I was there. And I never leave a Raider game early just the way I am. So I couldn't tell you, Ty. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and don't talk about penalties, because that one damn Sunday night or Monday night game where the ref called 22 holding penalties on the goal line, and Carr couldn't complete a pass to save his life.
Oh, you talking about the only time the Carr has actually beaten the Chiefs was 2 Thursday nighters?
Yeah.
I was at one of them, and my cohort, I got a young lady that I do the show with as a co. She was at the second one, and that's the game you're talking about, where it was like zeros on the clock for like a good 15, 20 minutes because they kept playing it again and again and again. Yeah, I remember that game.
But that was a Bob Sutton defense. Spagnola, we don't have many holding calls anymore, pass interference. They're clean plays, and this secondary is playing all world, and we get after the quarterback. So, like I said, you watch look what they did. I call it Michael Jackson. Baltimore. We completely. He didn't even have 100-yard passes, and really running. He didn't have nothing except that first drive when he had that 50-yard run. Like I said, the
Okay, and Mustafa reminds us it was a pick six by 49 or 42. I believe that's Sorensen.
That's Sorensen, 49.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because as soon as I saw 49, I said, yeah, that's Sorensen. And again, Mustafa, that was the same bastard that Carr threw to, I mean, right into his gut. Because Cook, the tight end, didn't turn around because he was lollygagging. He wasn't matriculating. He was lollygagging. You know, difference of words there. And there you go.
And see, Sorensen doesn't see the field. He won't see the field a whole lot. He's more of a run-stuffing dude. He's a safety that's going to come up in the box. And, well, we may see him quite a bit because of Jacobs. He's going to be an extra defender in there. And unless that broken car, like says, plays like a Maserati, you know, that captain check down shit don't work on us. You know, the check down. No, if you want to run with the Chiefs, you got to do like the Rams did Monday night a couple of years ago, and it was a track meet.
Oh yeah, that was one of the best games ever. That was like a 50-something to 50-something game. I remember watching that.
It was 53 to 51.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was in the front row of the Coliseum there. And that was I walked away a lot saying that was the funnest damn game I've ever seen in my life. You know, but it's a points battle. You've got to put more points on the board to win, and just with every weapon that the Chiefs can throw. And, you know, like I said, it was our fourth string because Tyreek Hill was out that first game in Oakland. DeMarcus Robinson just burnt your corners like toast for 2 50-yard touchdowns in the second quarter. And then we had another like 50-yard or 40-yard touchdown in that game also, you know, and that was with our fourth string wide receiver. We got our top three.
I was going to say Mustafa, and I like this comment because it's not wishful thinking, but it can possibly happen. Mustafa says, Hudson is going to make Chris Jones have a very quiet game. Mark his words. Okay.
Well, but like I said, I'm not too worried because Frank Clark is a shark. That dude just fights and fights and fights. He doesn't have the quickest first step. You know, I don't know who your right tackle is, but that's who's going to be. He's going to be attacking the whole game.
Well, actually, that's actually a good question because we don't even know who our right tackle is. It's supposed to be Trent Brown, but he's the $16 million Twinkie-eating, non-playing motherfucker. So that's what that is.
And if you've got a statue quarterback like Carr is, you know, Spagnuolo throws a lot of blitzes. He will bring corners. He'll bring Tyrann Mathieu all the way from the safety. He'll bring Juan Thornhill from the safety. He brings corner blitzes and has those safeties cover the because they got good cover skills. He brings linebackers all the time. So you know, Spagnuolo's not going to give Carr time and stuff. He'll create mismatches. It's a numbers game. You know, you bring more than that's up front. And so, yeah, like I said, this whole game, you can count Jacobs all you want. I'm not worried about it. That's not how you beat the Chiefs. This whole game is on the broken down Carr. If he can somehow catch magic in a bottle and play like he did that year before he broke his leg, you have a chance. And he's got to throw the ball deep, which I have yet to see him do that.
Well,
he gets happy feet.
I
know that.
I will actually say, and again, I'm not anti-Carr, and I'm not one of these people that hate Carr, and there's plenty of them that call into the show. I'm not one of these people whose name I won't say because my audience know who it is, that think Carr is the son of God because he's the second coming of whatever, and he can't do no wrong, and his wife is the prettiest, and the kids are, geniuses that already have their Harvard degrees. I get it, but here's one thing I can say, Ty, is that Carr has thrown long this year in the first game to Ruggs with the Panthers, which was like a 50-yard. It was a good long pass. He also threw like a 20. It was like a 27-yard. Again, it was to Ruggs when he was working, and that worked again with the Panthers. And in the last game, which the fucking officials took from us, he threw like a 50-yard bomb to Aguilar in the end zone that was taken away from a penalty that they said that the guy was. Aguilar had was covered the tight end, and he really didn't. And the NFL came out like 2 days later and said, "Oh yeah, we were wrong." So he has thrown it this year to people with speed.
A couple times.
Sorry?
That's only that. You said stuff that's only a handful. We do that shit in the game. We've done that shit in one game.
I got that. And I've seen that, but I'm just saying that there is the capability, and I firmly believe, and I believe that I can say this. There's been so many plays that I wish for the Raiders to have shown on tape, but I really firmly believe that Gruden has kept for you for this game, because again, there's no preseason, and the 4 games of preseason were basically the 4 games that the Raiders played, the 4 games that you guys have played, and that he has not shown some things in order for them to like come out and maybe surprise you. I'm hoping I'm right on that, but we will actually see about that.
Well, and I don't know if you guys have a punter that can pass. That we have been beat before by teams that they know that they've got to score a touchdown like every drive. So on Belichick even was going for 4th downs, on his end of the field. We know that we're going to get the A game from every team. We know this.
Right.
And we also know that they're going to do something that they never do, a fake punt, going for it on 4th down from their own 35. There's a lot of deals that you have to do because the Chiefs' offense is going to put up, 30 to 50 points on that defense. That's a guarantee. The question is, can Carr put up 50 points? No. And so, yeah, like I said, the only chance is you're not going to stop the offense. You got to have turnovers. You got to have fumbles by wide receiver. Our running back, our rookie, has yet to fumble, so you don't get fumbles from him. Maybe a fluke. You get a fumble from him. Patrick Mahomes, once in a great while, does throw a pick. He gets greedy. But do you have the guys that can intercept the ball? Is the question. And he does hold on to the ball tendency, trying to make something out of nothing. And he has a few fumbles. He had one against the Patriots that really should have been a fumble. But Andy Reid's going to take care of that. And if you can't if you have no pass rush anyways, you're not going to beat him blitzing him. So there's no chance of him fumbling anyways if you can't get to him. So, like I said, you've got to win that turnover battle. And it's got to be not 1-0, or 2-0, or 3. It's got to be 3-4 turnovers, which this Chiefs team, this is how dangerous we are. We had 5 turnovers on that Monday Night Rams game that you're talking about. We had a fumble returned for a touchdown caused by Donald. And so we gave up 7 there. And we gave them the short field on 4 other possessions. And this offense still, with the Rams winning the turnover battle 5-0, we put up 51 points. That's unheard of. I've never even heard of that. And I was there live watching it. So yeah, the Rams defense sucked, but they made turnovers, and that's how they won that game. You take away that fumble recovery for a touchdown, and it's a whole different story. Chiefs win. Game, set, match.
Okay. And again, I do remember that game, and I'm definitely going to say this, Ty. It's been a pleasure talking to you. We got to do this more often. I mean, obviously, we got another game in Vegas, and what I'd like for you to do is make sure you're not out in the middle of the cornfields next time. And so when I send you a link, we'll be able to do video.
The next time I'll be back in my home in KC. Like I said, I'm taking care of family, helping family. Family first, Raider Nation knows that best. You got to take care of that first. And, if it wasn't for COVID, I would be there in Kansas City at the game anyway. So, it's just a strange year, but I promise you, Captain Jack, that I'll have Wi-Fi when we play out in Oakland. I don't even know when that game is.
Well, if you're going out to Oakland, you're going to be by yourself, shipmate, because we don't play there no more.
Okay, Las Vegas. I'm sorry.
Hey,
we covered this.
I got you, but it was fun for me to grab on you. There's only so many things I can do, brother, and it's fun when I can do it.
Yeah, because your team can't figure out how to beat my team. So
okay. Well, I will say this. The Raiders need to play Kansas City on Thursday nights at home, and I will guarantee you that they'll win every time.
Well, what's the record of the road team on Thursday night? That's the biggest BS in the world because, yeah, you've got a full travel day. You don't have no preparation time. Your body is beat up from the previous game. That Thursday night crap is for the birds. You see teams all the time that are way inferior to the team coming in, and they get a shocking win on Thursday night. Yeah, cut that damn Thursday night bull crap out. Let's go back to traditional play on Sunday and Monday night. I hate Thursday night football.
Okay, I will say one more thing though, and you got to go with this as well because it's fucking true. How much money does Lamar Hunt or his sons? I don't know, Chip and Dale, whatever their fucking names are. Okay, Clark. Okay, so Clark Kent Hunt. Okay, how much does he pay the NFL to always have the Raiders play Kansas City after their bye? I mean, I need to know this because it happens every year, brother.
Well, yeah, and
No, Kansas City plays Oakland, or now Las Vegas. See, I just said it. They play the Raiders every year. Every year after Kansas City has a bye, that next week is the Raider game. Look it up. It happens every year.
It's not happening this game. Does it happen in the second game?
Yeah, it happens the second game every year. When Kansas City has their bye, they play the Raiders.
Well, because the NFL doesn't like the Raiders.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, but the same token, the NFL doesn't like the Chiefs. We should have 2 Super Bowls. We would have killed the Rams the second time in the Super Bowl. But they wanted Tom Brady, their poster child, that gets every damn call in the world his way. It happened in that AFC Championship game at Arrowhead. We beat the daylights out of them, but the NFL doesn't want it. Why? Because Al Davis and Lamar Hunt were best friends, and they started this little thing called the AFL. They started taking money away from the NFL because they were providing a better product on the field than the boring-ass NFL. And stealing players and all that kind of stuff. The Dallas Cowboys were put in Dallas to take away the Dallas Texans, who then said we cannot compete because they put them in the exact same stadium, Texas A&M's old stadium. Lamar Hunt said, I want this, AFL to, survive. I want them to eventually merge with the NFL, they knew they couldn't become better. But that's why he moved the team to Kansas City and we became the Kansas City Chiefs, And the NFL said, guess what? Dallas is America's team, But that's how the Dallas Cowboys were created, was to get rid of Lamar Hunt. So the NFL does not like Lamar Hunt. He does not like Al Davis. And now he don't like their siblings.
Okay. I will say that on that note, I will agree that there's a lot of dissension. And that is why I have you on the show, because you and I have all that old knowledge that we want to put out there.
Yep.
Hey, Ty, we've been, I know. Go ahead.
The millennials just don't know the history. They need to get the old game tapes and research the Raiders Chiefs history, because it is the number one rivalry in football, in my opinion. It goes back deep. It's strong. It's been a long time that the Chiefs have dominated this series, but it wasn't always that case. The only little window you had was, when Gruden built that team, and you were good for a couple of years. But other than that, if you know the history in the 90s, Marty Schottenheimer, that was the biggest game of the year, was Raiders Week. And Marty Schottenheimer destroyed the Raiders in the 90s. His record was unbelievable against the Raiders.
Yeah.
And now, the 2000s, you got some, because we were going through some turmoil, but, then Vermeil came in and, he started beating the Raiders, but he didn't make it an emphasis. That one game at Arrowhead when one of my best friends, Larry Johnson, caught a screen pass down to the 1 yard line, and we went for it on fourth and, it was first and goal, but with 4 seconds on the clock, and he dove over and we stole Andy Reid, the only team that's even given him fits is the Chargers. And the Chargers gave us one hell of a game in week 2, which shocked me with the rookie quarterback. But, the Chargers are a good team. They can get after the quarterback, and they did. They got after Mahomes, and they disrupted our deals, and they had a rookie quarterback that played his first game that we didn't know nothing about, and he surprised us. He played a hell of a game.
He did. He did.
But the Raiders ain't surprising us any. We know what you got.
Okay. Hey, Ty, I'm going to let you go, sir. I'm going to basically do some final thoughts. But again, hey, you take care out there. Don't get lost with the children of the corn, man. Don't do it. Stay away from that. Okay.
Yeah, we're almost done. I'm about ready to go in and get me some sleep for a few hours and get up and do this. It's like Groundhog Day. That's all we do.
You got it.
Cut more and more corn and Milo. But hey, thank you for the opportunity.
Up. Ty, you still there? Ty. Uh-oh, wait a second. Oh, okay. This time it's my fault because my phone dropped. I did not have a full charge. So I guess that was the way that and yeah, I mean, it was, thanks for the opportunity. So we all know what that was. And my phone just went, I ain't on no more. So, oh well. I'll text Ty when I do my phone about. I'll plug it in and go from there. But hey, I'm what I'm gonna do is this. Okay, we got a couple minutes. Danny, boo-hoo, we lost the goat. There has to be a conspiracy. That's funny. 1 second, folks. Let me plug my phone back in. And for those that are here, I will take calls. I know that we haven't had a chance to take too many that are just directed to, what the fuck was that? See, I got stuff falling down behind me and all this shit. Okay, hang on here. What the hell dropped? Ah, shit. If you notice, my the box that I used to have back there is no longer back there because that was the box. There we go. That was the box that had the helmet, or with the helmet box for the one I put in the mail today. So if you want to call me, there we go. There we go, Jerry White. Appreciate it. Jerry White, how you doing, brother? Good to hear from you.
I'm good. How are you, sir?
I'm good. As you can see, Jerry, by the way, folks, if you don't know, Jerry White was the winner of the Marcus Allen helmet, which was put in the mail today. I saw that picture. I wanted to make sure that you knew about it as well. And
I do. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, very, very happy to hear from you, brother. And like I said, I'm being a contest winner, in my estimation, is somebody you know. I mean, I know that is, favoritism, but there were a lot of people that were there that was in that final 20. I knew about over half of them, so I was feeling good about, I'm going to give it to somebody, or it's like one guy who's a buddy of mine that would have won the $50 gift certificate because he's not a Raiders fan. But I felt good that I was going to give the prize to somebody that I knew, and I agree with that. And Mustafa,
You know,
Mustafa's saying, "Are we going to get rid of Paul Gunther?" Mustafa, I'll get that in a minute after we talk with Jerry. Go ahead, brother.
okay. I just want to talk about tomorrow's game.
Sure.
All right. I saw reports Derek Carr called in a team meeting and he called out the entire team for accountability. Good for him. Okay.
Did he look in the mirror on that one?
I beg your pardon?
Did he look in the mirror when he was talking about accountability?
No, they didn't say that.
Obviously.
Okay, and I really truly believe, and Paul he's coaching for his job. Because how many years are we going to have one of the worst defenses in the NFL?
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's horrible. Look at the Chiefs. A couple of years ago, they had one of the worst defenses. Right around mid-season, they completely turned it around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, out of nowhere. Why can't we do that? Is it the players? I think we have plenty of talent. We got the speed. So does it go back to the coaching?
It's got to be something, man. The fact is that these people are just not doing what they should, and I don't know why.
I hear they're missing their gap. They're not in the right place at the right time.
Right. I don't know, but it's got to stop. It's got to stop. It's got to stop.
They're overcompensating. They're trying to make like Abram is trying to make the big tackle rather than just the big hit rather than just make the tackle.
Yeah, and that bothers me. I will say that bothers me right there. Is that John Abram, I get it. He wants to make a splash and people, he wants his name to be shown that he is doing such things. But you know what? I don't care. I want to see consistency, and I want to see you making the play and not going for some Sports Center highlight reel. That's what I want to see. I want to see the consistent play.
And I saw that the Patriots, they disrupted Mahomes by not blitzing him, but going back into coverage.
Yeah, but here's the other thing though. They were going wide, but a lot of times that they were doing that when it was a short field. So they don't have to worry about the receivers getting behind them in a short field. When the Kansas City is on the plus side of the field, and that they're staring at, like, maybe they're on the 25-yard line of their opposition, right. You can play back and keep everything in front of you, not have to worry about these track guys going in for that run like a 4.2 40. You can keep them in front of you, and also they flooded the flats, okay, or the flats on the opposite side of because the flats to me is on your side of the line of scrimmage, but they flooded the flats on the on the defensive side of the line of scrimmage so that they couldn't do anything there. Okay, here's that. Yes, it's easier to keep things in front of you then. And we need to do that, but here's the thing though: if you're waiting to do that when the Chiefs are already on the plus side of the 50, and you got your ass crack against the end zone, it's kind of defeated already. Okay, so
yeah.
they got to do something before then. They have got to learn to I think take a triple dose of Arnold Schwarzenegger, anabolic steroid gigantor that won't show up in piss tests the next day, because they have got to get off the friggin' line. They have got to put pressure on Mahomes, and they got to do it with the 4 friggin' linemen that they have and not bring in blitzes. And until such a time that they do that, that's gonna be. No, Danny, if a Chiefs fan would have won the helmet, no, I wouldn't have given it to him. I had a question. Jerry won it
Okay.
because, and I said this: if there is a non-Raider fan, that was the number one person called, which was Jerry, he would have won a $50 gift certificate. Why? Because I'm not giving a Marcus Allen Hall of Fame fucking helmet to somebody that won't appreciate it. And yeah, a Chiefs fan might have appreciated it because it's a Marcus Allen helmet, but it's a fucking Raiders helmet for a Chiefs fan. And what is he going to do? He's going to take the helmet and sell it and get bucks for it. No, I'm going to give it to a Raiders fan, so he's not going to sell the goddamn thing.
I already bought the display shelf for it.
Yeah.
The damn shelf cost me over $150.
Yes, those are wonderful things, and like
I'll
I said,
take you a picture.
yeah,
to the
please
con.
do. Please do. Make sure when
will.
it gets mounted, you tag me in a post. So yeah, that's the answer, Danny. No, I wouldn't have given the helmet to anybody but a Raiders fan. I would have given them a $50 gift certificate. That's just the way it is. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jerry.
I think we need Jack Tatum, Lyle Alzado, and Charles Woodson back in our lineup. Then we would have a chance.
Well, yeah, and I think that I was watching Bear. What was it, last night? Yeah, last night I was watching Bear, and they said, "Do we need to bring back the 11 Angry Men?" And that was the Raiders defense of the 60s or whatever, and 60s and 70s. And we do, but here's the thing: it doesn't matter what defense we have. We have to have the defense that can actually tackle, not give up big plays, play solid, basic defense. And if you do that, there you go. You win games. And that's what I'm hoping that they will do from now on.
I completely agree with you, and I hope you're right.
Yeah. But no, I'm glad that you called in as well. Jerry, what do you think? Do we have a stand a chance tomorrow, or are we just whistling through the graveyard?
You know something? I honestly think we have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I know that Gunther is coaching for his job, and you know damn good and well, Derek Carr is playing for his job.
Yeah.
And he's already said he wants to be a Raider for life. Well, this is the game. You need to go out and prove it. You need to go into Arrowhead, and you need to beat the Chiefs.
Right.
This would be such a huge ego boost for that team. If they go in there and they win, are you kidding? If we beat the Chiefs tomorrow, when we play the Tampa Bay,
mm-hmm.
that'll be a cakewalk.
No,
compared
to tomorrow, yes, but this is exactly why I say that I want to see a win tomorrow, but I do want to also see a win against the Succaneers, because obviously I live here for folks that don't know it, and Mustafa, I don't know if you know this or not, I live in the Tampa area. So living here is the worst area ever to be a Raider fan in, because all you hear about, hey, how about Super Bowl 37? Hey! Or 38. I think it was 30, whatever, 38. That's all you hear. Fuck that.
Honest to God, I've never missed a game that's been televised. And, I live in California. I've lived in Oregon, Montana, Indiana, and Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't get to watch a game, at least I got to read about it in the papers, because back then they didn't have the internet.
Right.
But I watched the Raiders come into Indianapolis in 2001 and kick the holy hell out of the Colts as a Raider fan.
Right.
and I loved every second. That, honestly, God, that was the only Raider game I've ever been to. I never got to go to Oakland, and I've never been to L.A. So that one game that I actually won the ticket with you, that meant the absolute world to me, and I didn't get to go, and it tore me apart.
Yeah, I wish you could have gone, man. But you know what? You winning the helmet was God's way of bringing the karma back your way.
I like that train of thought. Thank you.
Yeah, because folks, if you don't know, and that was when we were doing things on Facebook, right?
Yes.
That was a long time ago. I had a preseason game that I was basically given people. I said, here, tell me why you need to go to the game, and Jerry had the best reason why, and Jerry won the game ticket, and then unfortunately was not able to go. So I found somebody, but Jerry won the ticket and unfortunately wasn't able to go, and that bummed out. But this was definitely God's way of giving him that prize back. And you know what? You made out. You made out.
It wasn't a preseason game. It was supposed to be 2 years ago. The final game supposedly the final game in Oakland. It was the Denver Broncos against the Oakland Raiders.
Oh, I was at that game.
Yeah, I could have been. Anyway, I didn't get to go, and the Raiders lost. But that was the game that I could have went to.
No. The game, the final game in Oakland before the final game in Oakland was the game against the Broncos where the Raiders won. I think it was Christmas Eve. It was the Christmas Eve game. That was supposed to be the final game in Oakland.
Okay, well, that was the game I was supposed to go to. I thought they lost that game.
No. Trust me, I remember that game because all I hear about from the person I was with was they were wet because it rained, and all I heard about I'm like, shut the fuck up. Okay, it rains, clothes get wet. You wash your clothes in a washer, they get wet. You go take a shower, your hair gets wet. Shut the fuck up. I mean, I don't mind if you say it like once, maybe twice, but when you and then I get really pissed off. That's just
I
me.
got you.
I got it.
No,
quickly though,
we had
I'm gonna get you out on this, Jerry. But you're saying that we win tomorrow, or we have a chance. It's going to be a lot closer.
I think it's going to be a close game, but I think we can pull it out in the end. I really do.
Okay. Well, I hope you're right. I'm
going to take my blood pressure medicine before game, so my ears aren't ringing.
Okay. Well, there you go. And again, Jerry, when you get the helmet, drop a picture on for everybody, and it'll be well appreciated.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm supposed to get the helmet around Thursday, and I'm gonna wait until I get the display case and put it up and display it. Then I'll take the picture.
Oh yeah. For sure, most definitely.
All right.
Okay. Hey, have a good night, brother.
You too. Thanks for taking my call.
You got it. Take care, Jerry.
Thank you.
All right.
You too.
That's good hearing from. That's Jerry White. That's the winner. Mustafa, and great. And Mustafa is a new. We had Jake, not from State Farm, but Jake the Raider. I apologize, folks. My fucking eye is killing me. My goodness. And it's been bothering me for a bit. I guess the Clemson game is over because I look up now and news is on. Is the Notre game still on? The Notre game. Oh boy, that's a Freudian slip. Rodgers is leading that pack. Carr doesn't play both ways. I get it, Danny, and you're right. But you know what? And this is why I had that discussion with a person who shall remain nameless. Is that I don't want to hear anything anymore about the Raiders not winning the game. Steve, how you doing, brother? Let's make this one a 5-minute one so we can get some more people on. How you doing?
Good. I just want to ask you one question.
Sure.
Why did the NFL allow Clark Hunt to have such a putrid small amount of fans go in and watch this game when other teams like the Raiders have decided if not everybody can go, nobody goes? I cannot figure that out for the life of me. That shows you the pettiness of Clark Hunt.
Yeah, it does. But here's the thing. It's every owner except for, I think the Eagles said no. The Giants and the Jets said no. The Raiders said no. I think it is that it's not just Clark Hunt because again he's money grubbing. He's money grubbing. But
so is our friend up in Dallas, Jerry Jones. I knew he wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And of course here in Houston they have such a small amount of fans are going to go to these games, and it's a joke. It's ridiculous. I cannot, it doesn't surprise me with Clark because his team has been irrelevant for so many damn years. They finally win with this one, and they're like, okay, we'll just as a season ticket holder, I mean, how do they decide who goes and who doesn't go, Captain?
I don't know.
How the hell do they decide? That is ridiculous. Some of these people have been season ticket holders as long as you have, if not maybe a couple years longer, and they're not going to go to the game, but some Joe Schmo's going to be able to let his. It just blows me away, Captain. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I got you, and there's differences for everybody. Like I said, I got Danny in here, who's a big Patriots fan, and I agree. Just do your job. But it's up to the owners, and I like the fact that Mark Davis made a stand. A lot of people, naysay Mark Davis, but the fact is he made a stand. The fact is he said he didn't like. He voted against, that they having advertising on the first 8 rows. So, there you go. It just they ended up doing it, but that was before he went and made the stand of letting no fans. So we'll see. We'll see. It sucks, but that's just the way it is. Now, Steve, I got to get you out on this one. Your thoughts of what we're going to see tomorrow, and now I'm not saying you have to pick a winner or, I'm just saying, is it a close game? Is it really a runaway? Like, did you get a chance to listen to Ty? Just go off and on and on and on about how we don't even need to show up for the game, and that the Chiefs can basically throw their helmet onto the field and they win.
No, I don't believe that. The thing that's gonna really bothers me is Kermit is so damn arrogant. He's got to go up there and show everybody up every single play. It's not about sportsmanship with some of these younger players. I'm sick of seeing him out there doing that. I'm sick of Travis Kelce going across the middle, eating us up like, you know what? That's not being able to stop a running game. I want to keep it close. I don't expect us to win this game, but I'm hoping we can keep it close. But I'm going to watch the game. But I just want to beat those damn Chiefs so damn bad. Even worse, the Broncos. It's their fans.
True.
Here and there, shit.
True.
And I just don't want to be blown out of the stadium, Captain. I'm tired of us getting our ass kicked. And the person I'm number one I'm pissed at is Gunther. He's got that same ass look. Doesn't make adjustments or hardly makes any adjustments. And I know he's, John Gruden's friend, But sometimes when you're not so bad at your job, if you and I were that bad at our jobs, we wouldn't have that job. We'd get fired.
I get
I want him
it.
to have his. I want him out of there before the end of the season, because I'm not going to. How can, as Raider fans, how can we sit there and watch that same putrid defense that he runs? That's not even junior varsity, high school.
Yeah.
It's so sickening to watch that vanilla, and then to see our offense that's Cadillac Williams type of offense we run. It's so damn predictable. Why doesn't John Gruden pull his head out of his you-know-what and open up this damn offense? You don't know what you have if you don't try.
Yeah, if you remember right, it was Bill Callahan with Mark Trestman that opened up Gruden's offense, which is why the Raiders went to the Super Bowl the year after he left. You know?
I know. I can't. It blows me away that he's not even considering. I mean, you know, Cliff Branch, if he was alive, he's probably turning over in his grave. And I wonder how Tim Brown feels like watching this Mickey Mouse offense.
Yeah,
that's just the part. And I want Gruden. If he's either got to change his ways. I'm going to be a Raider fan whether he's there or not. But I just don't. The greatness of the Raiders lies in its future. I wish you would think about that once in a while and think, you know what? Because it's so hard to watch this offense.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. I'm sorry. I know you got to go, Captain, but I'm frustrated as hell with Gruden. He needs to open up this offense. He's the biggest problem besides our friend Gunther.
Got it.
I want Marinelli in there before the end of the season. Thank you, and good health to you, and God bless, brother.
God bless, and thanks again there, Steve. I appreciate you getting out with that, because you know that we have Jared up on the line, and I appreciate that. Sorry there, Steve, because at least that he could hear. He could hear the call was being knocked out. What's going on there, Jared? What's the Pittsburgh report for the night?
The Pittsburgh report for the night is that the Pittsburgh Panthers, part of my French, got fucking hosed again today, at Boston College, thanks to the officiating.
Okay.
I mean, the Panthers came back from 10 points down. They tied it up, got into overtime, however, after their kicker kicked a 58-yard field goal, however. And then instead of going for the two in the win, Coach Narduzzi decides to screw it up, however, and cost them the game. And as a result, they lose for the second time in 2 weeks by a stinking point, however. But looking at the games today, you had North Carolina beat Vatech, however, in a wild one. You had, of course, Oklahoma and Texas, however, in the Red River Shootout, which was high-scoring at its finest, however. You had LSU lose a tough one, however, in Columbia, 45-41. A&M stealing a victory against Florida and company, which was absolutely crap. And meanwhile, they're saying after the game, Dan Mullen said, we want to have 90,000 people next week against LSU. Okay, I'll believe it when I see it.
85 or 90,000 people
at the Swamp.
Well, I will say this, that Florida, I figured out why I think my eye was friggin' watering like a bitch, is that I had the fan on the entire time. So no, that's the reason, Sheila. My eye is fucked up like Hogan's goat. But Florida is open.
Yeah.
So and trust me, I live here, and it is messed up how open it is. So it wouldn't surprise me if you have that, like a at least 75%. Which, and I don't know what the max attendance at Florida Field or the Swamp is. But
I think it's like 85 thou, something like that, or 75, 80 thou. I'm not really sure, but
yeah.
We'll see.
I wouldn't be surprised if they get at least close to that for that game.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. I mean, Georgia today, Howard played Tennessee. Of course, Georgia beat Tennessee today. I think they had about 25,000 there in Georgia. I mean, they're having 5,500, of course, as we said, for the Steeler game tomorrow. Supposedly, Howard here. I don't know what other stadiums are going to be opening to the public tomorrow, Howard. We'll see what happens there. But it's going to be very, very interesting, let's just say. And we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on it, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
But, that's about it. Nothing else going on. I mean, we saw Clemson win tonight, however. Alabama, wild shootout with Ole Miss, winning by 15. Auburn barely getting by Arkansas. The Irish beating Florida State, of course, like I said, Georgia winning 44-21. And but yeah, unfortunately, Pitt, however, lost a tough one today, and they should have won this game. But like I said, the officiating again for the second week in a row screwed Pitt, because Pitt basically had a chance at a couple fumble recoveries, and the referee says that they were not fumbles. And I don't have the ACC network, my friend does, but from what he told me directly, however, he said that the officiating cost them this game.
Yeah, which is a bitch.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that. I mean, you know what?
Yeah.
At least you can say this, Jared, because again, I watched the Gator game today, and I actually put a post out on it on Facebook. And the Gators, just at the very end, when they needed to make a stop, they couldn't. And my buddy here, who's a Gator fan as well, he said that this is the worst defense that he's seen since Ron Zook was there. And I was like, you know what? You're right. This defense is horrible. And, it's like watching the Raiders on a Saturday is that you have to have your offense score a shit ton of points for you, because you know your defense ain't going to stop anybody. And that's just the way it is at Gainesville. So I have a feeling that they'll go and beat LSU, which will make me feel better because I can't stand LSU. But we'll see. We'll see on that.
Exactly. And then, of course, I think after LSU, don't they have Georgia, if I'm not mistaken, right after that, right around the before Halloween or something? So that, I mean, you got basically a two-headed monster coming up. However, I mean, you should have beat A&M today, however, which is no excuse, however. But now you got LSU and Georgia. But like you said, they should take care of LSU, because look what LSU did against Mizzou today. But Georgia worries me now, because Georgia, I still feel, as much as I hate to say it, and I know people are going to hate me for saying this, I still think that Georgia's a little bit better than Alabama and Clemson, and I think they're the real deal right now at this point.
Yeah, Georgia, I mean, and I always put it down to that the Gator, it doesn't really matter what happened. I mean, yeah, losing to A&M today, it sucked. But that's not the season. The season is who wins the East, and that means who wins the Georgia-Florida game.
Exactly.
So if they can get past Georgia, great. And it's going to be one of those track meet type of games, But Georgia has a good defense. Georgia does have a good defense, so we'll see what happens there.
Yep. All right, well, I'll get you out on this. I think the Raiders will give Kansas City a good effort tomorrow. At least I hope they do, however, with Mr. Jacobs, however. But we'll have to wait and see, and I am hoping that my boys end up coming up with a big win in the Interstate Showdown with Philadelphia and Carson Wentz, but we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, the Battle of PA, man, for sure.
Exactly. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow night.
All right, hey, thanks again to Jared. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
All right, that was Jared. That's the Pittsburgh Report. Line is open, 813-699-0834. I would like to put my eye patch down, but if I do that, because my other eye is closed. I opened it right now in order to see, but if I open that one and put the eye patch down, then I'm blind, so I can't do that. Line is open, 813-699-0834, 813-699-0834. There it is. There's the number. And we're here because, why else? Went on at 9, and I'll have to go back and watch the, I'm recording this right now. It's Saturday Night Live. No politics on my show, but I will watch the jokes. But that's one reason why I don't watch late night TV. Oh, and by the way, Ed, that's the reason why I didn't put in your comment. Too political. I know it skirts it. I'm just letting you know. Are you on after the game or at 6? Probably both. Depending upon what happens, I will probably be on right after the game, and then I will probably be on oh God, The Fly. Really? Oh my goodness. So that, okay, never mind. I can't hear, so that's what I got. I don't really understand what the problem with Carr is. I don't get it at all. Mustafa, I don't know what it is either. Again, we went over this, and the fact that Derek Carr has not had a interception this year. But the last time he had a consecutive streak going into Kansas City, like I said, it was a pick six by Sorensen. And I hope that doesn't happen. I really hope that doesn't happen. Do I think and you guys have been asking me this all night, and I haven't had a chance to really talk to you about it, and I'll have to get with Ty, because again my phone died. Do we have a chance tomorrow? Sure. But you have to play lights out on defense, because Kansas City is going to get their scores. But I will admit this, the one thing that Ty said that is right. You got to win the turnover battle. You got to get a couple 2 or 3 extra chances that they wouldn't normally give to you. Pick sixes or fumble recoveries for touchdowns has to be done. And if you don't do that, you're going to lose. And I know Ed, but you know me, man. I do not like to friggin' talk politics here. I don't. This is a sports show. And it's one reason why. I'd rather talk sports. Need to score at least 14 in the first half to stay in the game. Agreed. And you know what? That's actually small. I think we need to score like 24. We need to score 24. There's a problem that injury scared him bad and changed. Yeah, I get it, Mustafa. I agree as well. He was rolling around, and then he got the broken leg. What was it? It was Christmas Eve. I remember that game because I deliberately had to work at the store in the mall at a sports store, and I taped the game because I did Christmas Eve, and I don't know if AJ Davis played today. What do you call it? Jared, if you're still on, ask that. We need to score 50 to win the Jerry D, man. I love Jerry D. That's right, Jerry. We got to score at least 50. Like I said, with Carr though, I remember the Christmas Eve game, and that I went to Hooters after I got off shift, and it was like I said Christmas Eve, and then and I told people, said, don't tell me. I haven't seen anything. And then the one guy said, when I'm going into Hooters to get some wings for like the Christmas Eve dinner, he said, "Hey man, sucks about your core." And I said, and I was like the one guy, Jimmy Fallon in with the movie about the Red Sox. And I didn't want to hear it. And then I went home, turned on the TV, and saw the game. And it sucked. It did. It sucked. China, otherwise known as my wonderful lady Sheila, how you doing tonight, honey? I appreciate you asking. My eyes got a lot better when I turned off the fucking fan. It was getting dried out, and it sucked. I gotta remember not to do that.
I do that too, especially when my eyes start watering when I have the air conditioner on. But I think Raider at Dakota says otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
But after yesterday, after I saw that score from the Grandview game, oh my God! I think what I just commented was, can we borrow their defensive coordinator?
And
91.
Right, and what school is that?
Grandview is outside. It's like 30 minutes outside, about 30, 45 minutes outside of Fort Worth. It's
Okay.
small. It's like a little small town.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean they got some good. It's a 3A school down here, and these kids are just. I swear, I think the NFL needs to start looking at them instead of the colleges.
Mm-hmm. Possibly.
But
possibly.
Yeah. Yeah, as bad as I mean, everybody's been saying it. We need is like, if you're scoring that many points, just cut off after halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Just cut off halftime and be done with it. But on a for real note, I hate to say this, but I think I'm worried about this game. I did the same thing when we played New England, but this game, we have to win this one.
Right.
And I can't stress this enough. If we're gonna make it into in the AFC West, we need to pull our head out of our ass and get the job done. After I saw this game when they played against Buffalo last week, our defense was pretty much garbage. But it's not their fault. They don't have a good defensive coordinator. Paul Gunther don't want to change. He doesn't want to change the plays to make him get the quarterback or make him not. My thing is, our defense needs to stop leaving the opponents wide open.
Right.
That's what our problem is. Same thing with the Texans. Well, the Texans were the opposite. Their offense looked like shit.
Mm-hmm.
But
and their head coach is an offensive guy, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Or was, yeah.
Yeah.
Their former head coach, which had definitely outstayed his tenure there by several years. I'm surprised he lasted. He should have been gone a couple years ago, but that.
He should have been gone. Honey, he should have been gone last year after that 24. After they blew that 24-point lead.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
AFC divisional round.
Well, he shouldn't have even been there. He should have been gone several years ago because he's been shitty for a while.
Yeah, but well, it's long gone now. Yeah, but like I said, Kansas City, I'm worried about this one.
Yeah.
I mean, if we don't get our head out of our ass, we need. You might as well say you're pretty much done.
Well, no. See, I disagree there, and I've been saying this for a while. And Danny Faint, who is a Patriots fan, and his second favorite team are the Succaneers. I'm hoping that maybe he'll have a chance to call in because he's local with me. And that was even before the great prima donna. And I can't remember what his name is. He used to play for the Cheatriots and now is the quarterback for the Succaneers. That was before that guy was the quarterback for the Succaneers. But so Danny has been a fan of the Sucks as his B team. Everybody gets on me about, Captain Jack has a second favorite hockey team. He's got a second favorite baseball team. Yeah, I do. But there is no such thing as a second favorite football team. It's the Raiders and 31 other teams. But, I had a point. Oh, I can't remember what the damn point. Oh, the Buccaneers. I think the Raiders can beat the Buccaneers, no problem.
Right.
I think they will, and because the Bucs played Thursday, their next game, I don't even know who their next game is, but the Raiders got a bye week when the Buccaneers are playing that game. And I don't the way the Bucs have been playing, I think the Raiders can win.
The Buccaneers have been playing like straight up garbage. Huh? I mean, ever since Tom Brady and that other big behemoth they got over there, Mr. I got out of retirement.
Who hasn't done shit, honey. He hasn't done shit while he's been here.
Exactly. Thank you. My point exactly. Yeah, I think we're going to have an easy shot. Like I said, but for the love of God, for tomorrow's game, stop Patrick Mahomes, please. I mean, I like him when he was playing for Texas Tech, but good, for the love of freaking God, stop him. Stop the offense. Stop twiddling your fucking thumbs and letting them score. That's what happened the past 2 games. And God, I'm like so pissed right now with this defense. The defense are playing like everybody's always saying. What was the point of Rob Marinelli coming into the Raiders, and he can't even do nothing with the defense? He's letting Paul Gunther's up there fucking up everything. That's supposed to be the dominant team, but put Marinelli in, and I've been hearing everybody talking about Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips, great guy.
Yeah,
I know how he works with his defense. He made Houston the number 1 defense before he got let go. He made the Rams the number 1. Well, I'll call them the Lambs anyway. The Lambs the number 1 defense in the NFL. He does this with defense. He is father. He is like the granddaddy of defense. Just my three words. Let Gunther go.
I got it, but here's the thing, though, honey, and this is what I say to people as well that say okay, let him go, let Derek Carr go, because if you let Gunther go, yeah, you got Marinelli for the rest of the year, but Marinelli is not the long-term answer, and I hate saying that. But I was actually listening to Peggy the other night, and Peggy was saying that she has it on good accounts, and I don't know who her source is, but Peggy usually has some good sources. She's been around long enough and knows enough people. She has it on good accounts that Marinelli does not want to be the full-time defensive coordinator. So if you get rid of Gunther, and then you have Marinelli for basically a little over half the year, well, because 1/4 of the season's gone. So let's say that you got him for basically not quite 66% of the season, 2/3 of the season. You have Marinelli, who is going to be the defensive coordinator next year. Now, is it up? And I'll answer that out the door. I'm gonna let you go, honey, but I appreciate you giving a call.
Not a problem, honey.
All right, take care.
All right. You too, hon.
All right.
Bye.
That's my gal, Raider China. And Jerry D, good hearing from you, man. It's been a while, Jerry. What's up with you?
I'll answer that.
Okay. Well, there's a little bit of a wait. Are we up to speed yet, Jerry? Are you here?
I hear you, Cap. How's it going?
I'm good, brother. And I'm here because why not? I wanted to do a show with Ty, and I appreciate everybody being here. Obviously, this is one of my longer ones, but why not? It was at 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we're gonna do at least 3, maybe more. Maybe do a 3.5 hour show. Why not?
Absolutely.
What do you got for me tonight, Jerry? How you doing?
Listen, if anybody watched Carr and watched this offense, they can score on anybody. I'm tired of everybody knocking Carr. He's having a great year. If he hasn't thrown any interceptions, I mean, come on. The quarterback. Anytime the team loses, they blame the quarterback. It's not the quarterback's fault. He's putting up points. It's the fucking defense that's letting up points. They can't stop anybody.
Okay,
they're Jerry, like a hot knife through fucking butter.
Jerry, I understand, but, and here's the but. There are times, and you know that, and I won't say his name, but you know that person that, like I said, thinks that Derek Carr is the second coming of Christ. Okay, there's God, there's JC, and then there's Derek Carr. Okay, right. And he can do no wrong. His wife is the greatest. The kids are the greatest, and the dog when the dog poops, he poops Tootsie Rolls, not shit. Okay, because Derek Carr is the awesome thing. I get it. He doesn't tackle. He's not on defense. But by the same token, he fumbles the ball a hell of a lot. And when the offense needs to do those scores when the Raiders get down. And everybody, and I talked to this person about it, and I said, hey, if you got Henry Ruggs and you got Nelson Aguilar and you got Edwards and you got Zay Jones and you got Hunter Renfrow and Waller and what's his nose from the Cowboys and Carr and what is it, Carrier and Moreau and Jacobs. I said, you got this, and this. I don't want to hear a fucking excuse for the offense not scoring points. Because the first two games, they certainly did. They scored 34, and we won both games. But against the Bills, they didn't. They scored 23. Now, granted, they should have had 27 because that one touchdown at the end of the first half should have been a touchdown. So let's say they gave them that touchdown. So it's 17, right? Well, they ended up scoring 23. They scored one touchdown more and a field goal. And then the guy, I think he missed the field. Oh, no, that was against the Patriots. But there are times when the offense needs to score, and they're not. And that's one of those things that they have to worry about is, the defense ain't stopping them, but the offense, when it needs to play I don't know what the fuck I ate, but it's coming back up. When they're playing tit for tat, I see her tit, but I don't get my tat. You know what I'm saying?
But the way I see it is this: the team shouldn't have to score 30 fucking points a game. The 23 and 27 should be enough to win. And if you have a defense, that should be enough to win. They should not have to put up 30 to 34 points a fucking game.
Yeah,
that's absolutely not necessary. That's ridiculous. If you put up 24 points, 27 points, 27 is way more than enough to win. 24 is enough to win. This team should be able to hold a fucking team to 17 points. They can't hold anybody to that. They're giving up what? How much are they giving up a game? 34?
Yeah. Well, they won. We scored 34. The first, it was 34-30. Then it was 34-24, so 24, so about 27 the first two games. They gave up 27 points. The last two games, they gave up what? It was 30, so 30 against the 30 against Patriots. The Bills. And then, the Patriots scored more, right? They scored like 34, right? So they're giving up about, I want to say, 28, 29 points a game.
Right. A team doesn't. Any team should not have to score 30 to 34 points a game to win. 27 to 24 points should be enough to win any fucking football game. I mean, granted, sometimes you're going to get into a shootout. That happens once in a while. Mm-hmm. So let's face it. They put all the fucking blame on Carr. Look at it. It's nothing. His numbers are great. But if you put a team around any quarterback, you put a defense around any quarterback. They're not going to. Every quarterback is not going to put up, 30 a fucking game. It's just not going to happen, unless you're,
I was going to say, I know one team that does, Jerry, and you know what?
But we're not the Chiefs. You know what I mean? And we're not Baltimore either. But we are what we are.
I got it.
Our team is our offense is good. Our offense is good enough it's good enough to win. Carr's good. I think he's a good quarterback. I have no problem with him.
Yeah.
I think he's the same quarterback that he was when we were 12-4 that year until he got fucking hurt.
Okay.
I don't think he's gun shy. I don't think anything. Okay. I think he needs a defense around him. I think if you get a defense around this kid where he sees that he can get stops, and I think I think if there's a defense, he can take us to the show. I do believe that.
That's debatable. If you get him a defense, maybe, because I know I've seen lesser quarterbacks, Johnson and Dilfer and friggin' even Kaepernick, shitty quarterbacks, and Flacco on the other side when it was the Kaepernick-Flacco show, shitty quarterbacks. Right. But
Carr puts all of them to shame.
I get it, Jerry, but here's the other thing. You keep going back to 2016. And we were 12-4. Jerry, that was the record. But we were really, honestly, a 7-9 to 9-17. there were a lot of games there, at least the 3. If you go 9-7, give us those 3 extra. If you go 7-9, give us those 5 extra. And yeah, Derek Carr pulled it out of his ass and won a lot of those games.
Yeah.
But it was smoke and mirrors. That was not a 12-4 team. That was about an 8-8 team, really. And then when the next year when he comes back from that ankle injury and he's not been the same, and I do remember, and again, I don't bust on Carr. I like Carr. Why would you not like the quarterback that is better than everybody that you've had in forever? Okay. Do you remember all the shitty quarterbacks we've had? Yeah, I remember them. And Carr is the best quarterback we've had since Gannon. But that's not saying anything because we've had some really shitty quarterbacks since Rich Gannon. Okay.
Yeah.
And then if you go from like Stabler to Mark Wilson wasn't the greatest, but then we had Plunkett. Well, you remember even with Plunkett, Mark Wilson came in for Plunkett a lot because I say, but Al in his ways, love Al, but, there was some shitty things there. You remember Jay Schrader. You remember all of the Hostetler was good. But again, I'm sorry, Jerry, I'm going off on tangents because I love you. Because I haven't spoken to you in so long. It's great to talk with you, and I apologize. But yeah, Carr is the best quarterback we've had in a while. But we really do need to have a defense. I agree with you there. But you know what? Can you do better than Carr? Yeah, you can. And that is why I think that maybe that don't be surprised if the Raiders use a first rounder or a high second next year. Just like everybody was bitching and moaning about the Packers taking Love. He was from Stanford.
Wait. That's why that's why the Packers are not only are they're doing great. Aaron Rodgers is pissed off that they drafted a quarterback.
Yeah.
That's what. If you notice the fucking year he's having, you notice the year he's having.
It's the fuck you year, and they are playing well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Now I would have no problem with them drafting a quarterback next year. But you're not going to put him in and start him. He's going to have to be groomed. Carr will still be the starting quarterback. You're not going to sit there and throw a rookie in there. What are we going to do? Wait another fucking 4 years? Wait another fucking 4 years to grow? Fuck no.
Wait a second. What happened when Carr was the rookie? They threw him in there, and he's been the quarterback ever since. Remember, he was supposed to sit behind Matt Schaub?
He was in a pro system.
Right.
And he was ready to okay, not these kids now that are coming out. Unless they're in a pro system, fine. He was in a pro system before.
What about the kid from North Dakota State that everybody is? Remember, Carson Wentz was in that same system at North Dakota State. That's why the Eagles grabbed him, and he's done. Now, granted, he hasn't taken them to the promised land yet. Kind of like Carr. Carr got us to the playoffs, and then we couldn't get anything out of it. Carson Wentz took the Eagles to the Super Bowl. But really, he didn't take him to the Super Bowl. He got him there and said, hey, it's kind of like the movie Diggstown. Remember in Diggstown when the black guy, I can't remember his name, says, and he stops him from beating Bruce Stern. He says, hey, bro, I'm kind of tired and my hand hurts. Can you take care of this shit for me? That's kind of like what happened with the Eagles. Remember that scene?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was great. And bro, my hand hurts, and he knocked him the fuck out. It was great, but Carson Wentz took him there, and Foles got him there, and did the damage. So there you go. But can we do better than Carr? Sure, we can. And if you say, well, he's going to sit behind Carr didn't sit behind anybody. He just went and did it. So. Will the Raiders be able to get that guy from North Dakota State? That's the question, because the Raiders, I think, are going to be, if they play to their ability, they're going to be that 10-16. They're going to have to move up in the draft, just like the Kansas City Chiefs did, in order to get Mahomes at 10. They're going to have to make a move.
Yeah. I'm just tired of waiting. I'm just tired of waiting, to go to the show, even to go to the playoffs, to go to the show. I'm tired of waiting. Like I put a defense around somebody. Let's go. Come on. Do you really want to wait? You think if they draft this rookie next year that he's going to take us somewhere in 1 year?
I was going to say.
Are you there, Cap?
Yeah, I'm here, Jerry. I'm just saying when they drafted Wentz. I can't remember if they threw Wentz in immediately or not. I'd have to look that up. But I know that by the second year, he was their starting quarterback. I really believe that Carson Wentz was their starting quarterback within a couple games of his rookie year. Am I wrong there? Should I look it up?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, look it up. I don't remember.
Yeah, but I mean, in nowadays, they don't wait. Was it Jared Goff was starting for the Rams within the first couple games. Mahomes had to wait until like week 14, his rookie year, because he was sitting behind Alex Smith. And that was the kind of like the aberration that they waited like 14 weeks to let Mahomes in for his first game. Because everybody, and you know what? They were chomping at the bit when they said that we got this guy and we're going to see what we got. And they were surprised that Alex Smith lasted until week 14. They were surprised. So I'm saying that there are guys nowadays, they don't do the fucking Brett Favre shit where he sits behind, Majkowski and get his, his seasoning. And Aaron Rodgers was sitting behind, Brett Favre for 3 years before he got it. That is unheard of nowadays. There's too much money tied up into that position. And here's the other thing. They want the quarterback to produce quickly while he's on his rookie deal, like they did with Russell Wilson. When Russell Wilson got off of that rookie deal, you noticed how the Seahawks kind of tanked for a little bit because they had to start paying people. That's why that they're letting these young kids go. He said, you know what? Here are the reins. Those are your horses. Fucking deal with it and do it.
Seahawks are going to the show this year. I don't see anybody in the NFC beating them at all.
Yeah, I was going to say the Seattle in the NFC.
Baltimore, the Chiefs.
Yeah, and it looks like those are going to be the guys. I mean, maybe Danny's Patriots, because I do got Danny here, and Danny's an adamant Patriots fan. And we'll see what they have, because again, you got Belichick, who's the best coach in football. Hate for me to say it, but it's true. But we'll see what happens.
Cam Newton's a prima donna no matter what, no matter where he goes, he's going to fuck up. I don't get it. Even Belichick can't help his ass.
Well, but they're doing good so far, even though they're 2-2. They could have beaten the Seahawks if they had just that one play back at the very end, and then obviously they played Hoyer against the Chiefs. And for 3 quarters, though, the Chiefs had 6 points on the board for 3 quarters.
Yeah, you can hold them down. You can hold the Chiefs down just for so long until they explode.
Right.
Same thing with Baltimore. It's only a matter of time before they're going to kick your ass. I don't see I think the only team that has a shot at either beating the Chiefs or Baltimore is Seattle, because they got a running game and a defense.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I don't. To me, those 3 teams, they're the class of the whole league. That's it. Everybody's talking about Tampa Bay. Fuck Tampa Bay.
Fuck Tampa Bay.
They're going to have their wins here and there, but the Bears just beat them. That was, come on, give me a break.
Yeah, and you know what?
The Bears are a fucking mirage.
Right. And the other thing is that the Chargers were beating them and should have beat them the week prior.
You see that kid, that Charger quarterback, that rookie?
Oh yeah. And see
he's gonna be good.
And that is you're coming around to what I'm saying, man. Drew Lock in Denver. By the end of his first year, he was in there, and everybody's saying how great, and he ain't that great. I watched him at Missouri. He's a good quarterback. He ain't great, but what's his name? Is it Herman? The quarterback for the Chargers. I can't remember what his name is.
I don't know his name, but I know that kid's good.
Yeah, and that is why I can foresee the Raiders. And here's one of 2 things, and Danny was talking about it as well. Gruden likes vets. So if Derek Carr ain't it, if Derek Carr isn't it, I can see two things happening. A, the Raiders, and actually two things happening at the same time. The Raiders grab a veteran quarterback that is available. Okay. And B, they draft one high. I can see both happening because that's what the Chargers did. They grabbed a Tyrod Taylor and he ended up drafting the quarterback from Oregon high. And that was their plan. Herbert, thanks, Matt.
Matthews, Herbert, yeah. Oh, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So how are things up there in New York, man?
Well, everything's good. You know, there's a little breakout in Brooklyn because of whatever's going on over there, the churches or whatever. But other than that, you wear your mask, you do what you got to do. Everybody's it's pretty low over here.
Yeah, well, good on you, man. Just stay safe and healthy up there. I plan to get out when I'm allowed to come out. I want to obviously when I got to go back to work first. When I go back to work, then I can go and travel. And then once I can go travel, I'll be more than happy to come up and visit and see people.
Absolutely. Yeah, here's my best bets for Sunday: Chiefs, Cowboys, and Monday night. My upset special is Chargers over Saints.
Yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, do you see us winning against Kansas City, Jerry?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No.
I don't. As long as we play a decent game, I don't want to be embarrassed, and I think that we'll have a good game.
If the defense steps it up a little bit, I lose by 10. That's okay. But to really get your ass kicked, if the defense plays the way they've been playing like last week, man, it's going to be painful.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I agree.
But we'll see.
Well, whenever I need any, by the way, I do a show with the guy for the like the afternoon show at 6. So between the two of you, I got gambling covered. I haven't gambled for shit, never.
One more game.
Go ahead.
One more game. The Steelers are gonna over the Eagles because the Eagles defenses they're just so beat up at every position on defense that the Steelers should have a good day against the Eagles.
Oh yeah, I agree. That's an easy one. I would say for sure that the Steelers are going to beat the Eagles.
After the embarrassment that the Chiefs did to the Cowboys, you got the Giants going in. Even though it's a divisional game, I see them just kicking the shit out of the Giants tomorrow.
Really? See, I think that the Giants might beat the Cowboys based upon how shitty that Cowboys defense is. And you got Jason Garrett playing. That's the grunge game. If they can get their offense squared away against a really shitty Dallas defense, I can see the Giants, because the Giants played the Steelers tough. First or second game. If they play that type of game against the Cowboys, because the Cowboys shouldn't have a fucking win, they should be 0 and whatever, because the friggin' Lions gave them that game. Yeah,
they can score. They can score points.
Right.
They can. The Giants really can. The Giants are going to have to hold them to at least 24, 21 points in order to win that game. That's not going to happen.
No, but I think it's going to be interesting.
That's the hook. You see the way you just thought about that Jason Garrett thing. That's the way. That's what bookmakers really want everybody to think. Just take the Giants with the points. This is a revenge game for Garrett. No. They're going to get their ass handed to them tomorrow.
Well, you know what? when you're right, and you can say, "See, I told you," and I'll say, "Jerry,
always watch out for the intangible hook."
Yeah. Well, see, that's why I got you in Nevada Nick, man. That's why I got you in Nevada Nick.
All right, Cap. You have a great night, man.
Hey, thanks again, Jerry. Always good hearing from you, brother. Don't be a stranger.
You got it, man.
All right, take care.
Good night.
Good night. That's Jerry D. From, I can't remember. It's not Westchester. It's not New Rochelle. But it's up there around that area. Jerry will probably say it. in the lines. But it's 12. Hey, it's 12:15. So if you want to call, fantastic. But otherwise, give me a reason to stay here. Okay, give me a reason to stay here. 81369 Yorktown. Thanks there, Jerry. Love Jerry, man. Jerry still wants me to come up, and I want that great New York pizza. The slice that's like this friggin', it's like this long and that wide, and there's so much grease in it that my cardiologist needs to be on standby. And we're gonna have that. And Jerry, I love Jerry for it, and we're going to do that when I get up there. Just got to get up there. So when I can travel, I will. Hopefully this year, if not early next. Because Jerry, you're going to get me a Yankees tickets, right? A Yankees, hey, if you can get Yankees Rays tickets, and I'll wear a Yankees jersey and a Rays t-shirt underneath. I ain't stupid. Hey, forget about what the fuck you doing here with a fucking Rays shit on here, you fucking asshole. Get that fucking shit out of here. Did I do that right? Did I do that right? I think so. Oh, Mustafa. Thanks, Mustafa. If what I needed to sports talking in my sports world, nothing but, hey, thanks, Mustafa. I appreciate that. I'm here, and I'm here Sundays for sure. Thursdays for sure. I do a show with Santangela on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Now, granted, this week I'm not going to be here Thursday. So my Thursday show will be on Friday. Okay, thanks. Hey, said I was close. Hey, that if I'm close, I'll take that. I can do different languages. Different dialects, things like that. If I'm close, I'm good. I bet you I sound better than Judge trying to be a New Yorker on the new Subway commercials. That I know. I'm closer than him. But, that's the whole thing about the commercial is that he's nowhere near. That's funny. If you want to call in, great. 813-699-0834. 813-699-0834. Charger Court. Yeah, Herbert, man. And I wanted him, but I was also leery about him because, again, who was the last big Oregon quarterback that everybody went gaga over? It was Marcus Mariota, right? And before that, was it Achilles Smith? The big the Oregon quarterback, was it Achilles Smith? I know there was this guy can't miss. And it was from Oregon, quarterback before Mariota. I think it was Achilles Smith. But, hey, Vicky's back. If you want to call in, great. I'll be here until 12:30, and I'll continue to talk. Might as well do at least another. We'll do the full half an hour. And I do gotta tell Ty thanks because my phone just went crap on him. Because I've been using it today, and I should have charged it. Which reminds me, I was going to say, do I have any other? Because the helmet box, oh shit, it's only 48% charged, Buck. No, that's good enough. Line is open, 813-699-0834. Again, Mustafa, thank you. And it's Rizzulli, right? I hope it's close. Mustafa Rizzulli. Give me a shout. I know, and now I know that Danny is DPF 96. Joey Harrington?
Yeah, Ryan, that could have been it. But there was another one. And I remember Joey Harrington. Yeah, he was can't miss. He sucked.
He sucked. Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate it because Ryan's up from that area. And tell your sister to please give me a call to say hi. And I hope you're doing well as well, Ryan. Vicky's going to bed. Okay, so good night, honey. Good night. Good night. I can do the West Side Story thing from Good Night, but I know the other folks don't want to hear it. No, I know, Danny. We're trying to go. Before Herbert, there was Mariota. Before Mariota, there was Harrington. But there was a black quarterback that went to Oregon that everybody thought was going to be the shit. I thought it was Achilles Smith. Oh, thanks, Ryan. Yeah, tell her to give me a ring. I hope she's doing okay. I'll look it up. Let's see. Let me. I'll do my own producing here. Is it Achilles Smith College? There you go, Achilles Smith College. Did I even get that right? Okay, Achilles. Yeah, Oregon. It was Achilles Smith. I was right. I thought it was. So yeah, I was right. It was Achilles Smith of Oregon. And Harrington, and then, Mariota. Have these guys made it in the NFL? No. The best Oregon quarterback, and I hate saying this, you know who it is. You know who it is. Who's the best Oregon quarterback in the NFL ever? Who's going to be the first person to type it? I can't stand him, but he was the best Oregon quarterback ever. See who gets it. See who gets it. But I was right. It was Achilles Smith. That's the guy I was thinking about. Harrington, yeah. But no. Who's the best Oregon quarterback? See if anybody writes it in the NFL. There's only one. Only one really good Oregon quarterback. Yankees? I don't know where that comes from. Hey, and speaking of that, I can't wait for tomorrow, the Yankees, yeah. I can't wait for the ALCS to start tomorrow. And obviously, as I'm a Phillies fan, everybody knows that. The Rays are my secondary team. I'm a Flyers fan, and everybody knows that the Lightning are my secondary team. Ryan gets it. Bonus points for you, Ryan. Dan Fouts. Dan Fouts. Can't stand him, but he's the best Oregon quarterback in the NFL that's ever come out. Dollars to donuts. Can't stand him, though. Whenever you get a broadcast with Dan Fouts, and he goes on and on and on, especially when it's a Raider game, you can just... You can hear the ooze of hatred coming out of his voice. It was the same thing when Schlereth was doing a game because of his donkeyisms. The same thing when you would listen to Tom Jackson with Berman. Both of them can't stand the Raiders, and you can just hear the ooze of hatred. And that's why I hate these broadcasters that are so anti-Raider hatred. And, even with Gannon, you would think that Gannon would give us a little bit of a break, but no, Gannon don't even like the Raiders. And you can hear the ooze of hatred when Rich Gannon is on the line. So, that's the way it is. Got 7 minutes, so I'll do this by myself. And we'll talk. This is final thoughts about Kansas City. I love the Raider O-line, and I do appreciate the fact that you guys are saying with Rodney Hudson. I think he will stalemate Chris Jones. He will, for the most part, he will take care of Chris Jones. Clark is going to. If it's Trent Brown coming back, personally, I think that I'd give Trent Brown another day, another week off. But because he hasn't played in a while. And, the other kid that is the right tackle, that his backup that only played a couple, I can't remember what the guy's name was. But let him play. I actually liked the fact when Denzel Good was playing right tackle, we played, it was good. Weird feeling we upset them. I hope. I actually think it's going to be a lot tighter than people think. Ty is just going on and on and on about, how we shouldn't be making a trip. I think it's going to be tight. Trying to call it will handle Clark. Okay, I hope Mustafa. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. But damn it, don't throw a pick six to Sorensen. That's just embarrassing. That guy is slow as fuck. And he's like a car killer. But Derek Carr needs to stop fumbling. Derek Carr needs to, which he hasn't done this year yet, which is to throw a pick. He needs to make sure that continues. Hey, Dusty. Yo, good to see you as well. Hopefully Trent can make a couple series before his calf acts up. Yeah, let's see him get out of pregame warm-ups, Ryan. I agree. Let's see what we can, if he gets out of pregame warm-ups. That's a good sign. Dusty, it's good to see you in here as well. I don't know why I'm here on a Saturday night doing this, but why not? I had Ty on the line for the show, and I got it done. And I said Ty gave us a good show with his thoughts. Yes, he is the definitive Chiefs fan, but that kind of goes without saying. Knock on wood. Be a pick six to Freeland. Well, at least it's not Sorensen, right? There you go. There you go, Dusty. Time for and I can't wait to see. Henry Ruggs' first touchdown. I can't wait to see it. Your cousin from Boston is a great show. Okay. Hey, hey, Danny, you're welcome anytime. And again, we appreciate you. Your cousin from Boston. I kind of screwed that one up, but that the Sam Adams commercials are awesome. Thanks again there, Danny. You're welcome anytime. If Carr can throw, he can. Because, like I said, I liked what he threw to Aguilar. I liked what he did in the first game when Ruggs was in there before he got injured. I like what he was doing with Edwards before Edwards got injured in the first game. So we'll see that. Dave Lippincott needs to be fired immediately. Ooh. I know that's a coach. What is his job title? I know that name, Dusty. Hang on. Oh, he's the strength and conditioning guy, right? Let me verify that. I think he's the strength and conditioning guy. Yeah. They third season silver as the line. Oh no, he's the linebackers coach. Oh yeah, he he does suck. He's the linebacker. Yeah, I thought he was the strength and linebackers. Yeah, I knew the name. Yeah, I knew the name. He's awful. I actually believe that if he wasn't there and Joe Barry Carroll or Joe Carroll, who is Marinelli's son-in-law, he's the linebackers coach because he did that in Tampa before he went over to Los Angeles. But he's not a bad coach. Excuse me. I've been here a long time. Oh, okay. Cap in your live stream before the game. I'm going to be streaming. I don't think it's going to be before the game. Mustafa, I agree. It's 12:30 right now. I'm probably going to go to sleep basically until. Yeah, I might get up early. Deuce's strength and conditioning. Yeah, that's true. He ain't going nowhere. They ain't firing him. Yeah, they ain't firing him. That's the job I want. Well, my daddy's the head coach. Now I will give Deuce this, is that he actually does a decent job. I only do what I'm coached to do. Should speak. Yeah. That, if you read between the lines there, that's a problem. That's a problem. And I agree with you, Dusty. I agree with you. Well, folks, it's 12:29. Put him in at linebacker. Not bad, Ryan. Folks, I enjoy being here. I'm going to cut the broadcast. 3.5 hours? Yeah. 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 3.5 hours. So it's a long one. But I enjoyed it, and I'll do it more often as well. Remember, tomorrow I might poke in before the game. Not likely, though. Not likely. I'll be honest. I'll be tired, and I'll be watching the game. All right. Oh, okay. But after the game, I will be on YouTube. And at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, I'll also do another show. So I'll be on tomorrow twice. Y'all have a great night, and thanks for coming aboard. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow after the game, and then at 9 o'clock p.m. after the game as well. So take care. Watch the show. Tell everybody more about it. And welcome, like I said, Mustafa, and then Jake. Jake came in tonight, so that was great to have two new folks in the audience. Get the word out there. I enjoy this. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow after the game. Fucking A, man. Go Raiders. Let's get that win. Get that win, man.